Hello and welcome to Cutting Through the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And the topic of this week's show is UFOs in wartime, so I get to talk about military history and aliens.
Two of your favourite things, I imagine. Well, I don't imagine, I know.
Yeah, it's not easy to research erect.
But you managed it this week.
Yeah.
You're such a pro, Ben.
I know, I don't know how I do it. I amaze myself sometimes. So,
yeah. UFOs in wartime. Specifically, any particular wartime or all the wartime?
I just did a sort of vague history.
Awesome.
Not vague, you know what I mean?
Do they tend to turn up more around wartime?
There seems to be quite a few.
Yeah. Maybe they like a bit of war. They might like watching it.
I like to think it's like a tourist kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, come watch the monkeys kill each other in new, more inventive ways.
It's just like watching a really, really advanced, gory, weaponised game of rugby.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Do you think they have bets?
Probably.
Alien betting shops.
There's got to be a reason they're turning up. We'll get to that anyway, won't we?
We will.
So first we'll have a look at some weird news, and this is if this is your first episode, this might take 20 minutes, half an hour, a little bit longer maybe, who knows. But then we'll get to the main cut and thrust of it this week.
Yes, the main thrust. But just before we start the news
of course,
this week,
sorry.
I'd like to hijack the show for a couple of minutes.
Gaz's shameless plug.
Yes. I've written a comic book called Space Force, Intergalactic Fascists. It's Shakespeare, it isn't. It's very crude, very graphic.
Very funny.
Very funny indeed, yes.
I didn't draw it. I've been sort of clever in a way, but also a bit of a bastard, but perfectly legal, is I've used public domain copyright-free artwork from the 1950s and just repurposed it with new words and a new story, and it sort of works in a weird way. Perfectly legal. And yeah, it's kind of a piss take of the modern idea of Space Force, which is fucking ridiculous, we all know that. But coupled,
I kind of like it.
Space Force,
Space Force, Space Force. I'm sold on Space Force, man.
You know, coupled with the 1950s sort of artwork, it kind of works. It's cool. But anyway, I've got a little advert, 1 minute and 30 seconds to try and convince you.
To part with some of your hard-earned money.
Yeah, it's available in a hard copy or an ebook on Kindle. If you've got Kindle Unlimited, you can download it for free. 34 pages of sex and violence and funniness for free. On a paper version, I think cost you about $5. I don't know how much that is in pounds. Anyway,
Is that US?
Yeah, US dollars. Here's a little advert. We're very technical here. I'm holding a phone to a microphone. Here we go.
Space Force! Space Force! Space Force! Space Force! Space Force! Space Force! Intergalactic Fascists, the new comic book starring Captain Bert Spanner, a man so manly that he sleeps with his flaccid penis wrapped around the trigger of a gun, so that when he wakes up, he may kill a man with his morning wood. Space, the 1950s. Sex, violence, fascists, what's not to love? Find it now at Amazon.com. Space Force, Intergalactic Fascists. Space Force! Space Force! Space Force! Space Force!
And that's about it. So,
Well done, Gaz.
check it out. Amazon, search Space Force Intergalactic Fascists and you will find it. I have sold a whopping 38 copies at the time of recording.
Wow.
For free on Amazon thingy, and the average person has read about 8 pages of it so far.
Well, there you go, listeners. Beat 8 pages.
You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I realise it
That's
probably...
quite impressive,
I should
actually.
have put that bit in the advert. It's fucking good, it's funny, find it. So back to the show. Thanks, boys. For
Doing better than your cult.
Yes, it is.
You could have a Cornelius done during the cult of Space Force.
To be fair, my manifesto isn't for sale on Amazon because it wouldn't meet their standards. I haven't tried to put it on there. But yeah, buy my comic, Space Force, Intergalactic Fascists. And now, back to cutting through the bull in the post-truth apocalypse with Ben.
Hello. Let's do some weird news.
Yep.
Teen has intimate relationship with creepy zombie doll and they're set to marry next month.
They can't.
Well, they can't marry, I suppose.
It's...
Well, but in the same way that she can dress another doll up to act as the vicar and run the whole thing in her head and do it in her bedroom.
Yeah, that's true. I hate to break it to her. Without hearing the rest of the story, I'm sorry. She's going to be upset because she can't marry a doll.
No. Well,
Anyway.
you'd have married probably a Hulk Hogan statue or an Optimus Prime statue by now, if that was the case.
If it had a nice, soft working orifice, yes. Yes, I would.
Oh man!
Speaking of that,
You've definitely been tempted to put a flashlight in something, haven't you?
I won. Well, I lost a lot of credibility on Facebook yesterday, but also won some nerd points. Q-Ball posted a meme that was a photograph that a dad said, "Oh, my kid misbehaved so much I deep fried his Optimus Prime," and it was a picture of a deep fried robot. But I was like, from the shape of the robot, I think you'll find that's Mobile Suit Gundam, not Optimus Prime.
What the fuck's a Mobile Suit Gundam?
It's a Japanese cartoon.
Oh.
Well, and I knew it was.
It's a nerd thing, Ben.
Yeah, and my mother-in-law, people like that, all sort of piled in and called me a loser in public.
Yeah.
But hey, I know my fucking robots, man.
Oh, great.
So anyway, back to the news. Why is she fucking a doll?
I don't know, but she's Felicity Cadleck, who has her doll's name tattooed on her arm, showers the figure with kisses and dresses her in pink clothes. And listeners, it's a zombie doll. It's missing half its jaw. Its eyes are a blank, soulless white.
You know how yesterday I said I'd found that news agency?
Yeah.
And it said, "Sell us your bizarre story." And I said, finally, this is how I'm going.
Yeah.
This is that thing. And this is the headline I come up with this morning. I was sexually assaulted by the ghost of Winston Churchill. That'll get them talking, will it?
Certainly will.
They can't prove me I'm wrong, can they? Anyway, she looks... I mean, I'm dodgy territory judging people based on one photograph, but I'm going to say she's not got the best social life.
Not if her only life partner is a zombie doll. Let's scroll down a little bit. The teenager says she's set to marry the creepy zombie doll that she's fallen harder for than any of her past boyfriends. She claims she has an intimate relationship with a young female doll named Kelly, which is covered in fake blood and has a mangled face, literally half its jaw's missing. She's got her name tattooed on her arm, and she showers the disturbing figure with kisses and dresses her up in pink clothes.
An intimate relationship.
Yeah.
She's had one of them doll's legs right up her twat, is what that means.
I mean, it's kind of creepy. I mean, she got it when she was 13, and they're now in love. I don't think the doll's got much of a say in it.
Yeah, poor doll. He probably doesn't like having one of its weird doll arms, like, up to its elbow in a massive clunge.
I mean, doesn't look a particularly strange girl. She looks like an average 19-year-old.
Oh God, do you think she puts the head of that dog?
I don't want to think about it, to be fair. Yeah, she plans to marry Kelly next month. She lives in Massachusetts, Felicity does, and it wasn't until she was 16 that she started to get feelings for her, but it was something that I kept on trying to deny, end quote.
Attention seeking.
I think that
Mental
might be
health
the
issues.
case, yeah.
Exactly the same reason why I'm going to sell my story.
I mean, isn't this a bit paedophilic?
Well, yeah.
In a way.
Hey, look, if this was on the shoe was on the other foot,
Yeah.
if this was a 19-year-old boy with a little girl
9-year-old girl doll.
and he was fucking cocking it,
Yeah.
we'd all have a serious fucking word with him,
Yeah.
wouldn't we? We'd probably lock him away. But
That's it.
yeah, there are some double standards here. She is essentially, we're skipping over the fact, it might be a zombie, but it's a zombie child.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's not exactly it's not a zombie teenager.
Oh, can I read that sentence?
Yeah.
We have a normal, intimate relationship which is progressing in the normal way, and we are getting married. To me, progressing
We
in
have
the
a
normal
normal relationship, progressing in the normal way. Nothing clear to see here.
Everything about this is normal.
With my child zombie bride.
Why are there two doll's feet sticking out of your clutch? It started in the normal way and it's progressing in the normal way. We started with an arm.
That's to save money on airline flights for the fucking honeymoon, isn't it? She can fit in the entire doll inside her.
That's how she carries it round. In you go.
So he's paying for the extra seat. She's going to be disappointed on the honeymoon, isn't she? Because dolls don't get passports.
What happens if there's a house fire and the doll dies?
Get another one.
But then it can't be real.
She'll
love,
kill herself
can
with
it?
rage. I don't know, in grief maybe. I have no idea.
That's it.
She's clearly meant to be unwell. This is some kind of cry for help. I mean,
Well, we could put this
someone
to
needs
the
to
test.
listen.
We could put this to the test. If any listeners out there want to use GoFundMe or something like that to fund us to go to, where was it, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
And find this young lady, we could put this to the test. Is this attention seeking or true love? We break into the house in masks.
Well, at least you didn't say white hoods.
No. For the listener, we just probably should point out that the girl in the story is of black ethnicity, so yes, we're not wearing
You're still on dodgy territory by home invading.
Well, no, my point is, we smash it with sledgehammers right in front of her.
Okay.
The doll.
I like it.
Now, if she's truly in love with it, this is probably going to be one of the most traumatic incidences of her life. But at least we'll know she's not faking it. If she's just more concerned about the masked men in her house, yeah. Take the doll, just don't touch me!
Why don't we pretend that we're having an affair with the doll?
Oh.
See, that's better, and we get less chance of getting shot. Because we're breaking into their house. I'll guarantee you there's a gun somewhere in that house, and 3 Brits against an American bloke with a semi-automatic. We ain't gonna stand a chance, mate.
I stand a chance because I'll be armed with my trusty cricket bat. Alright then, I fuck the doll in front of her. No, wait, it's a child zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving on.
I like where you're going with the idea. We need to do something to see whether this is like she just cry for help, or is she just trying to get 30 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it took her 3 years to discover her true feelings for the doll.
All right. So she likes younger girls with half a face. Obviously,
That's the look she's going for.
that's the look she's going for. Yeah.
Our relationship was on and off since I was 16 because I would tell myself that it was wrong and break it off. But over the past year, I've really come to terms with my feelings for her, and I know that my love for her cannot be changed.
Ugh.
Can I read the next sentence? Oh, it's not the next one, but I want to read it.
Go on.
I am intimate with Kelly.
All right.
I caress her and feel safe with her. And I feel a genuine connection when I'm having an intimate moment with her. You creepy sick fuck! You're caressing a child doll!
With half a face.
It looks like
It's a zombie.
kind of in proportion, it's kind of the size of a sort of 5-6-year-old child.
Yeah.
That's creepy as fuck, whichever way you paint it. Even if you're not frigging yourself off while you do it, just being a 19-year-old caressing it.
Thing is, though, I mean,
Ew.
it's a zombie.
It's a fucking doll!
But it's a zombie doll. You don't be intimate with a zombie. That's
That's
wrong
gotta
on a
be,
lot of levels.
there's got to be all sorts of health and safety
Do you
fucking
think that,
fags.
do you think that doll is like, if it had a voice, and in her voice she's just going, oh God, I was supposed to scare people. She wants to fucking marry me.
Mm.
Oh, I wish she'd fuck off. Oh no, she's rubbing herself against me again. Oh no. If only I could scream.
I think this owner needs some quality time with some form of therapist or a friend.
Maybe she needs
A
a friend.
boyfriend, dare I
She's
say.
had boyfriends.
She needs better ones. Ones who are aware of the clitoris. Because if this doll, this inanimate object, can fucking get her off better than these boys, well then those boys have failed. Mind you, she's only 19.
There might have been eunuchs.
Why would she date eunuchs?
I don't know.
Give eunuchs a chance, eh?
Give you, well, you know, you're safe with the unit.
I suppose that's very true. You'd probably worry about him in a fight.
Maybe she thinks all men have no cocks. Or something.
Maybe she's just...
She's 19, she's not retarded.
She's married a fucking
Okay, I take your point.
Moving on, I think.
I don't like this story.
I think that
it is creepy.
I think we've exploited this one for all we can.
Yeah. Fuck her. Hang on, one last sentence. But regardless of what other people think about our relationship, she makes me happy and I love her. So that's all that matters.
Do you think someone told her that? As long as you're
Well,
happy,
again, if she's not
love.
harming anybody, what does it matter? I mean, at the end of the day...
Would you want her anywhere near your 5 or
no.
6-year-old daughter?
Of course not. But keep her locked away in a padded cell with her mother. I'll be happy together.
Oh, good luck to him.
Yeah,
Next.
great. It's,
Lemonade vendor robbed at gunpoint gets donations.
Okay.
alright.
A 9-year-old entrepreneur whose lemonade stand was robbed of $17 has since received more than $200 in donations and a new ride-on lawnmower worth over $1,000.
You don't give a fucking 9-year-old a ride-on lawnmower! What the fuck?
Oh, it's one,
It's gonna run over the family pet and that's gonna be a hell of a mess that nobody wants to deal with. Where's Pickles? Oh, fuck!
Oh, wait.
That one from Massachusetts probably want to marry it.
Don't put that near your flange.
Oh, hang on, that's what we do. We get the doll, we throw it under that kid's lawnmower, we see what happens. Show what the reaction is then. That's simple enough, isn't it?
Who the fuck robs a 9-year-old fucking lemonade vendor?
$17 at a lemonade fucking
Some
stand.
fucking junkie. Oh, man. That's-
Well, why rob the fucking heart? Why rob the big tough guy
Oh,
selling lemonade?
sorry. The young salesman, whose first name is Mark, told sheriff's deputies he was held up at gunpoint Saturday while selling lemonade at a traffic circle not far from the entrance to his community in Monroe. Gunpoint. Who pulls a gun on a fucking 9-year-old?
Kid could be armed.
I suppose it is America.
Oh, you got a lemonade selling? Take me gun with you.
Put your goddamn hands where I can see them, kid! I mean, come on. And the $17, wasn't it in like small change? So it's like, hurry it up, kid! There's a lot of change. 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. Fucking pistol whips him. Oh man, I wouldn't send my 9-year-old out on a street corner to sell lemonade.
Hang on.
in America.
He's got more than one job.
Oh, fair enough.
Right? He is a lemonade stand. He works as a lawnmower, a dog walker, and a professional ring bearer.
He's fucking 9. He's got fucking.
He's got more jobs than you,
He's
man.
worked more in his life than I have.
You know, he's going to grow up to be an insufferable prick, though.
Yeah.
You know he is. Oh, that's a nice new expensive car. Pays for itself in pussy.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Have you got any friends?
Professional ring bearer. So he's turning up at other people's weddings to hold a ring. You're taking the job of a young family member, getting paid for it. Oh man, I just keep the fucking thing in my pocket.
If I was him, I'd trade in the $1,100 lawnmower. I'd buy myself a handgun. If I was this kid. You know, streets are a dangerous place for lemonade sellers.
I don't think he was robbed. I think he made it up to get more money.
Pistol whipped himself.
Yeah, shot himself in the leg.
Yeah, just for the listener, I've added the pistol whipping to the story. I don't think the kid was pistol.
I'm adding the gunshot as well. just gotta go for realism, gritty realism.
Oh dear. Well, fair enough. It's a sad story, but also a happy story, I suppose.
There you go. Little bastard fucking lying to get that extra money in the line ride on lawnmower.
I hope he's declaring all this to the tax man.
Well, me too, because he can't. Oh, hang on, he hasn't got to pay tax. He's under.
Oh, hang on, you can't say. You have to say hashtag me too.
Oh, sorry, but I haven't been touched.
Yet. The night is young.
I've got to walk home.
There you go, mate. You can start selling lemonade.
There we go.
And if we'll do an inside job, I'll rob you at cricket bat planes,
Yeah.
right? And everyone will feel sorry for it, and you'll get way more donations than what you would have
Yeah,
got
but
selling.
I'm not a 9-year-old boy. I'm a 35-year-old bearded man standing on the corner.
Doesn't mean you can't sell lemonade.
And there's a school down the road.
Would you like some lemonade?
The one stop would probably be kind of the local convenience store down the road would be on your fucking case.
Of course, I need to get a street trader's license.
It's true. It's true. Details, Mike, details.
Yeah.
Alright. It's more, okay, why don't you sell weed on the corner then?
By the school. The kids will love it.
Could I let you in on a conversation I just heard at your local shop, Mike?
Oh, yeah?
This is what I walked into. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, it's more fucking fool her because she's referring to her ex, as will become clear, has got my fucking name tattooed up his fucking arm, so she'll be looking at that every time she fucking taps him.
You just can't buy that kind of quality class people.
Including the F words in the middle of the shop, in the daylight.
God.
Yeah.
Is he shitting into a crisp packet?
And then the next girl in the queue continued the conversation with the lady behind the counter and said, my ex has got my fucking face tattooed on his chest and the ex before me, her name on his arm.
He sounds like a fucking right character to me.
Where am I? What's wrong with these people? Well, they do sensible things like me and get like people I've never met's names tattooed on my arms. So anyway, what I'm saying is you'll be fine selling weed around here.
Right, okay.
Anyway. What's
Until
next?
some other bigger dealer comes, he starts taking off much trade off here.
But then everyone feels sorry for Mike after his pistol whip.
But local drug dealer.
Local well-meaning drug dealer who's trying to get back on his feet.
I'm like kind of a nice drug dealer. Hey,
Yeah.
what's weed?
I'm a friendly drug dealer. A conscientious drug dealer.
Oh, no,
a moral drug
I think
dealer.
you've had enough.
I'm the drug dealer that Telford needs.
Yeah, but they're still not going to kill a drug dealer, don't they?
Just for the record, Mike's not a drug dealer.
If only he was.
If only.
We'd probably do 2 podcasts a week if Mike was a dealer. Would you boys want to go home? No. So.
Okay, should we move on?
Yeah, go on. Oh, from TalkSport. Huge boob! Bristol Rovers launch investigation after adult channel Babe Station shown on stadium TVs during the Carabao Cup Clash. That's a football tournament in this country.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, but what's wrong with that? Oh, okay, there was children
There was children
Nah,
there.
no, maybe it's... There you go, the family is... The football match is no place for your family.
Nah.
So yeah, they... Bristol Rovers at half-time accidentally switched the TV to Babe Station. Someone in there did it.
Yeah, I think that someone had a universal remote.
Ah.
That old chestnut.
Fantastic.
The club believes that someone was attending in the bar was using a universal remote device to affect the TV output.
Fantastic.
Some drunk bloke in it is like,
Yeah.
I'll have a laugh, you want? Watch this, lads. It is.
Yeah. Station.
It's a feel-good story.
Man, I've wasted some hours of my life. High on drugs, not being able to sleep, or masturbate because I was so high on drugs. Watching the mind-numbing fucking hell that is Babe Station. Have you ever watched it with the sound up?
No.
No?
I have a few times, yeah. I
Fuck me. So where'd you live? I sat like in England. Or, oh yeah, and it's fucking inane and
Why would you?
infuriating.
I've never understood.
What are you doing then on drugs watching it? It's only going to piss you off, innit?
Boobies.
I've never understood
Good point.
why you're ringing these women up to speak to you. They're not going to go on a date with you.
That's how alone these men are, Ben. They're so alone.
They just want someone to talk dirty to them while they jack off.
Yeah, but they're not talking dirty to them, are they? They're only sort of...
What do you think they're saying? Oh, how's your mother? You know.
Have you ever practiced sex line?
No.
Well, my experience of sex lines is it's quite frustrating because their job is to keep you on the phone as long as possible to get paid more. Your job is to try and wank yourself off as quickly as humanly possible. And she's literally like, so where are you? What do you do? Where do you live?
Okay,
Is it
then do
nice?
ask them
And you're like,
questions,
fucking hell, love, like, just say something filthy. Oh, but I want to get to know you a bit first. I know how these things work, alright? We both know my cock's in my hand. Can we just get this done?
This is shameful for both of us.
Yes, this is everything about this is disgusting and filthy, but let's just do it. Quickly!
Yeah, it's £1.50 a minute.
Yes, that's the other thing. So what you're wearing? What's it matter what I'm wearing? I'm a man. What are you wearing? Yes, not that I've written that many times. I was single for a while. Moving on. What happened at the football?
That was it, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was it. I just thought it was a bit weird. Bit weird
Oh,
news.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Boobs.
Why not? Who doesn't love boobs?
Gays.
Oh yeah. Should we? No, they pretty still like them.
Do they?
Yeah, nobody used to like. Well, them are nice, but you know, they just can't do anything about it, can they?
Gays, paedophilic priests.
A lot of them recently.
Yeah, but they don't like boobs. They'd be in less trouble if they did.
Just let them marry, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we call a quick break?
Yeah.
And
We can.
and then we'll cut on to some ball.
So that was the weird news this week.
Yep.
Yep.
Bit more later.
Bit more later on. Okay, and we are back. So we're going to talk about UFO sightings in wartime, because you seem to get a lot of them.
We do. Do you have an opinion on why that might be, or do you want to save that for the
I think
wrap-up?
it's tourism.
Tourism.
I think it's space tourism.
Probably.
In the same way that those rebellious alien teens pop down here, mutilate a cow, and fuck off again. This is just space tourism.
Is it likely that while there's a lot of mad shit going on in war, things blowing up all over the place, and it's all a bit hectic, that it's possible for the eye to play tricks?
Well, I mean, Vietnam was quite busy, and there was a lot of guys on acid in Vietnam. But I have got a couple of really early ones.
Okay.
Alexander the Great had 2 UFO encounters.
Oh.
Both in
As we proved last week, my history isn't the strongest. What period was Alexander the Great from?
Bronze Age. But that's the Bronze Age, not where you place it, but in 332 BC, or BH for you.
Right.
Oh no, wait, I don't know when Hulk Hogan was born.
No, it's before Hulk. He's not that fucking.
I just said it to help you out, and then realised that I don't know when Hogan was born, so I can't. It's 232 before Christ.
It's a long fucking time.
It's a long
ago.
time
The
ago.
Romans.
It's that film with Brad Pitt.
Pre-Roman.
Is it pre-Roman?
Yeah.
300 BC was before the Romans.
232 BC, yeah. It's Alexander the Great.
Shows how much I know about my history then.
Yeah, and you were laughing at me last week.
This is like
About that.
after the Greek empires had sort of risen and fallen, and the Greek city-states, Alexander the Great rocked up.
When was Rome founded then?
Sort of maybe another couple of hundred years after this.
Oh, I'm in the ballpark then. I mean, I'm not far off.
I don't know for sure, in all
You know
fairness.
what I mean?
It's not as impressive as my history. But yeah, so Alexander the Great.
332 BC, he's attempting to cross a river when 2 strange objects appeared in the sky. They were described as shining silver shields with fire spitting from their rims. I suppose describing them as shields would be...
Did he see an eclipse?
I don't know, did he?
Well, sounds like a bit like an eclipse.
Well,
we haven't got twin sons.
Well, these things swooped down while he was...
Tatooine.
It's Tatooine you're thinking of, yeah.
Shit.
There's 2 sons and no women!
Oh man.
The craft swooped down over his army, causing men and animals to scatter and panic while they're trying to cross the river. But then, this is almost sort of an act of contrition on behalf of these shining shields in the sky. While he was the siege of Tyre, he was being kept at bay for months, and a group of 5 flying shields let out a lightning bolt that crumpled a large section of the wall, enabling his forces to get inside.
Oh, so they're aiding him.
Aiding him that time, they...
Aiding and abetting
Clouds.
a mass murderer?
It was clouds.
Clouds cause walls to fall down.
Clouds cause lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me like it was a stupid fucking suggestion. You're trying to tell me it was a fucking UFO, and I'm trying to think logically what creates fucking lightning? The sky, clouds. It was a fucking cloud.
Alright, okay. It was 5 of them, 5 clouds rocked up. Bit
Yes.
of lightning on the wall.
We don't know how Alexander the Great understood the weather systems, if at all. They probably thought clouds were magical god-men.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. He'd have been into Zeus and all that, so maybe.
There you go, Zeus. Lightning ball in the ass, motherfucker, Zeus.
Oh, you gotta love Zeus.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
He just, Just shagged everything that moves, Zeus. Loved himself an earth chick, did Zeus.
What was he the god of?
He was like the king
God
god.
of all gods, yeah.
Head god.
Bad motherfucker. BMF.
Yeah. And I found really something really kind of interesting from 1561. It wasn't during wartime, but there was war. There was a battle going on. On April 4th, Nuremberg, Germany, 1561, as I said, citizens awoke to nothing less than a titanic air battle going on over the city. Black and blue spheres, red crosses and flying discs fought each other while hundreds watched.
Wow.
It was reported in the Nuremberg Gazette at the time, and there was a famous woodcut done of the scene by an artist called Hans Glasser. I think I've seen that in my research.
Was there any debris?
Ah, well, that's the thing. You see, nothing's about that. Nothing's ever said about that.
You would think planes shooting each other, some of them are going to come down.
It was a field of shooting stars.
Could have been. In the daytime.
Yes, firing lasers.
It's a Fata Morgana.
Excuse me, are you having a stroke?
Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana.
What?
It's where it's basically like a mirage.
Ah.
Oh,
So sometimes you can see ships in the sky.
right.
It's called a Fata
Trick of the
Morgana.
light.
It's trick of the light.
Oh, you mean like that giant cities people
Yeah.
were seeing not so long back? Remember that? A city. Is it another? I think we might have covered that in one of our very early episodes on Weird News.
Could everyone have
Maybe.
been a bit of mass hallucination?
Hallucination.
Yeah.
Hallucinating. Yeah,
I've seen
maybe.
it though. I've seen it, and it fucking looks like a city. It is. It is freaky, but
But we're...
scientists say it's this Fata Morgana.
Well, that's what you think, Mike.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, it could be. Plus, we don't know how fucking accurate these historical accounts are.
Oh
do
no, I
we?
mean that's from 1561. The Renaissance is knocking about. It's people are a bit more learned, so some of them anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Well-
it could be. It could have been aliens.
Could have been, but why?
Having a
Why over?
space battle.
Why over a massive city in Germany would they decide? Oh, that's a good place to duke it out.
Because they fell through a rip in the
wormhole.
fabric of.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
it was a warp jump that went wrong, and they ended up over Nuremberg.
Yes. Now we're getting some.
There we're getting somewhere.
Ollie's hop drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
They didn't move anywhere. They just moved sort of laterally through
Through
dimensions.
Yes. And there's always been stuff seen in the sky, weird stuff, and we could probably get an entire episode out of that, especially in like Renaissance paintings or some strange depictions of flying craft appearing next to Mary and things like that. But I moved as...
I've seen the singer Morrissey in the sky.
Have you?
Well, a cloud that resembled him was quick.
That's Paradolia then.
No, it really looked like him.
Did you take a picture of it?
No, I was driving, but it really looked like him.
Right, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Great.
Clouds. That's the answer to everything today.
Clouds.
Clouds.
Yeah.
What is it called? Occam's
Razor. The
There you go.
most simplest
Simplest.
explanation
Yeah.
is usually the correct one.
Did aliens help Alexander the Great by firing lightning at a wall and letting his army in?
I like
Or
to
was
think
it-
so.
Or was it a fucking cloud?
Or was it just some lightning?
Thunderstorm.
No.
Thank you, Zeus!
Was it an exaggeration by himself?
Propaganda.
They said, "How did you get over that wall?" Ah,
Oh, let me tell you a
I had
story.
to help from these divine sort of crafts that.
From other dimensions. So
Yeah,
fuck
and everyone's
with me.
like, everyone's like, "Wow, he's cool."
Yeah, it's
Genghis
alright, it is.
Khan didn't have aliens, did he? I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
Alien soldier
that's it.
mates. Mm.
This is it.
Soldier.
So I've moved us forward a bit
Yeah.
to World War One.
Okay.
This is when we start to get what... there was strange craft reported over England, as well as both sides of the Western Front, and they were called scare ships. Bit of a
Oh.
play on airships.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. But thing is, then they were sort of... The Germans were using sort of, the big Zeppelins
Yeah.
to bomb England, or try and bomb England. They couldn't really move very fast, and they were quite an easy target. They did a
crashed it
few
up.
in 1915. They bombed a city. I can't remember which city it was. They bombed one of the south cities, but they couldn't fly them in the winter. These Zeppelins, because the winds were too high and it was too fucking cold for the crew.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing this stuff in the winter, that's when you know what the fuck's that.
Have you heard of the most recent Led Zeppelin Iron Maiden album, Empire of the Clouds?
No.
Fuck, you'd love that song. It's like nearly 20 minutes long.
Wow.
The only Iron Maiden song with a piano on it.
Wow.
But it's good. It's about the biggest airship ever. It was so big you could fit the Titanic inside.
Fucking hell.
It's the biggest thing we've ever built, flying machine. And they rushed it on its maiden voyage, like, because they wanted to get there on time, and it crashed in France and fucking killed everyone. It was, one of the reasons why.
Oh, was that the R101, the one we built?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a sort of post-war, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was that before or after the Hindenburg?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it would have been before.
It was one of the death knells of the whole airship thing.
Because the Hindenburg was under Hitler, wasn't it? They had the big swastikas painted on it.
That's the only one I've heard of going down. That's a famous one, isn't it?
Yeah, I only know about this through the song. I made him do that a lot though. They sing about stuff that I have to look up, and I'm like, wow, I'm rocking out to history lesson. So yeah, those things. So they actually did manage to get a few of them over here and use them for bomb dropping. Wouldn't have they been quite easy to shoot down?
They would have been, but I suppose at the time, most of the aircraft would have been, well, pretty much all the aircraft would have been in France.
Yeah.
You know, there might have been one or two knocking around England and half-trained pilots still, but...
Yeah.
I mean, and they're trying to come at night. I mean, the one time they did go for a city and ended up bombing a field of cows.
Ah.
And the English Parliament, the British Parliament, are they deliberately like really bad and bombing cows to try and sort of make us starve?
Yeah.
Like trying to destroy our agricultural process? Or can't they just hit their target?
They just really are sick fucks, these Nazis, aren't they?
They weren't
Shoot the cows!
They weren't Nazis at this point.
Oh, is this World War One?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But they still sounded like this. Shoot the cows!
You remember the Angel of Mons? It's not necessarily a UFO,
Right.
but it's weird shit in the sky, and I like the story.
Yeah, I've heard of this one, yeah.
Right, so August 22nd, 1914, Mons in Belgium. You got 80,000 men of the British Expeditionary Force. That's the guys we sent over. They're all professionals. They're fucking excellent soldiers. One of the best armies in the war at this point.
And we sent them out first to die.
Well, we didn't have... well, they said to the Major General French, basically, Kitchener took him aside and said, don't lose the army, we haven't got another.
Right.
And what did they do?
Well, they didn't lose it. It was actually probably goes down as a win for us in all fairness.
Oh, right, okay.
But 80,000 of them, they fight off against 160,000 Germans. And 2 days of heavy fighting, we halted the advance. And apparently the Germans thought, because our guys could fire really quickly and aim properly, they thought they were up against an entire machine gun battalion, so like 1,000 machine guns at them. It wasn't. We were just really, really good at firing rifles.
Killed a lot of those Zulus, you see, trained. Didn't they?
That's it. Well, it would have been a bit... they'd be quite old if they...
Were they?
Yeah, they'd be
It was
quite...
20 years before, wasn't
No,
it?
it was like
1890
1876 as a Zulu Wars, Rorke's Drift.
Oh, okay.
So he'd
Stick to the
been
science.
getting on a bit. I mean, it's not
You might have had the
beyond,
lieutenant.
it's not beyond the realms of possibility that an officer might have been involved in
There we
that
go.
war. So yes, it's what 60s.
Okay, retract my statement.
Just about snuck in there.
But because you had to keep a continuous line between us and the French fell back further down the line, means we had to fall back. This ended in a fighting retreat, which wasn't going well. But we somehow managed...
Fighting retreat, running backwards, firing.
No, you're sort of moving units back, leapfrogging them, trying to keep up the front, while
but are you
at the
still-
same time your guns and your baggage is going that way, and you're
Okay.
basically trying to hold the line as you gradually retreat. And a strange account tells that the British Army had an otherworldly assistance to help them steal this march. Depending on the story you read, it's either an army of ghostly English longbowmen who appeared and killed so many Germans that the Germans retreated.
Now that's fucking metal.
Isn't it? And Iron Maiden would do the soundtrack for that.
Yeah. Run to the hills. Yeah, that'd be intense. Has anyone made a film of this?
No, Germans apparently...
Ghostly longbow fucking men, and they're cool as
They
fuck.
killed thousands of Germans. They were finding Germans with arrows in them, according to the account. Or a shitload of angels rock up and help us out.
That's less metal
Yeah.
by a long shot.
Or Joan of Arc herself intervened and on the Allies' behalf because this was a lose the war
What
moment.
was she going to do? She was like a girl.
She was also a very successful general in
Wasn't she on fire?
100 Years War. But she was set on fire, yeah.
So she could just run up to like them.
She was on fire all the time.
Yeah, the ghost of her was on fire.
Just walks around on fire.
Well, her ghost would be on fire, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know.
I think I've seen Ghostbusters cartoon. If you died in a fire, your ghost is going to be like a fire.
That's what a shit afterlife that
What
is.
if you die being raped by a
Gorilla.
gorilla?
I don't make the rules, mate. That's how the cookie crumbles.
And the gorilla dies from a heart attack at the same time. So for eternity.
Oh no! I hope that gorilla doesn't find me. Oh no!
You just see a ghost on all fours with a gaping anus. A gaping, weeping anus.
So which one do you prefer the most?
The fucking longbowmen.
The longbowmen.
And they are all in their chainmail and their
yeah.
like Robin Hood, like 1,000 Robin Hoods appear on the fucking... I'm down for that, because I'm not into ghosts, but I'm down for that, because I love a bit of Robin Hood. That's fucking metal. And they're firing their machine guns at them and it's not working, and they're bows in the eye.
Yeah. Sadly, it's all bollocks, though.
Oh.
It is. It was actually so It was. Funnily enough, it was. But it's such a well-known account. It's kind of seeped into British folklore now, and this is why a lot of people think it's true, but it wasn't. It was an article written by some country vicar.
Right.
There you go, you can imagine him saying the angels helped us, God's on our
It was
side, not
called-
the Nazis.
There was an angel and longbowman in the original tale, so it's known as the Angel of Mons.
Angels with longbows?
I bet it,
that'd be sweet.
That's okay. I bet it started as
Is
the
that what
angels.
cherubs sort of like?
No,
That's why they carry them apples round, you see, it's target practice.
Yeah, the cherubs grow into the angels, they start off with a little...
I don't want to be saved by fucking cherubs.
Yeah, they're like the
I'd
worst kind
shoot
of...
myself in the head in shame.
they're flying naked babies.
I don't mind being saved by a ghostly, Robin Hood and Little John. That's fucking ace. The fucking cherubs. Cupid, draw back your bow.
There you go!
Don't, please,
There you go! It's all...
don't save me, not like this. At least use this machine gun.
Yeah, use this Vickers heavy machine gun, Cupid. I'll feed the belt for you.
Yeah. Now that I can accept.
Get to Cupid with bullet belts slung across him. That'd be fucking awesome.
Cupid,
Out of the way,
draw
Christy.
back, draw back your RPG.
I didn't have that at this point.
You're alright.
Spring 1917. Let's move on. Two German pilots, Captain Peter Weitzrich and Captain Manfred von Richthofen. Do you know who he was? The Red Baron?
Oh
Yes.
yes, I do.
Yeah.
Again, back to Iron Maiden. Bruce owns a replica of his
He
plane
does, yes.
that works and flies.
He nearly crashes and
Yeah, he had
kills
to do an
him.
emergency landing in it because he ran out of fuel or something,
Yeah.
didn't he?
That's right.
So fucking metal.
Sorry, just cruising around in my German triplane and I
Yes.
appear to have ran out of fuel.
Taking her down gently. Nothing to worry about.
Cheeky von Richthofen.
Chiggy von Richthofen from the show Space Above and Beyond.
Yes, I love that.
So this Red Baron though, you have to give me some history. He was quite good, wasn't he?
He had 80 confirmed kills.
That's why he's famous.
Yeah.
Right.
High scoring ace of the war.
And it was quite hard to do back then, wasn't it? In them old.
It was. He was very good.
Good on him.
No,
Not good on him. He wasn't British, was he?
No. Not with a name like von Richthofen. Manfred von Richthofen.
I don't think you were born here, Mr. Van Richthofen, were you?
Hey, you want to be a pilot in Her Majesty's Air Corps?
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, it can be good flyer, yeah. I help you with this war. That's why he was able to shoot 80 of them, because we all thought he was on our side.
Oh, you shot at another 3 of ours a day, Manfred. Oh, sorry.
Oh, ich mein Dummkopf.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh, man.
Well, he took down a UFO in this account.
Fuck me, was good.
So it's about 81 confirmed kills.
Tell us the story.
He was on patrol with a guy called Captain Peter Weitzrich. They spotted a saucer-shaped craft 100 feet in diameter and bright silver. So von Richthofen, being the manly man that he is, If you can introduce him into a Space Force character, could
Oh, yes. That's a good idea.
He opened fire on it and it went down like a rock, he said, Whitesrick said. Then they watched as 2 occupants climbed out and escaped into the forest.
What did the occupants look like?
They didn't say.
So they weren't little green fuckers.
They could have been them guys from the Kelly Hopkinsville encounter.
Owls. It was very strange. We saw 2 large owls climb from the machine and try to make the sex with the hillbilly.
Oh, MUFON will never show us again. They issued a full report and both the pilots were told not to speak of it again.
Ah, so how do we know about it then?
Censorship. Well, because this guy, the Whitesrick, came out years later, he survived both wars and became an airline pilot and decided he'd tell the tale, apparently. So,
where's the wreckage?
well, this was been taken away, wouldn't it?
Could it have just been
Antarctica?
an experimental
Maybe.
Russian craft or British craft?
It's unlikely.
Why?
Unless we had flying saucers
Oh, yeah.
in the World War One. Never heard of them. So was the Nazis are credited with their invention.
Well, we might have had it. We were just better at keeping the secrets.
Well-
We didn't get overtaken and lose the fucking war. Sorry.
At least I'm going to break out into 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup.
Yes, I will.
You can get kicked out of the England club for fans for that now.
Can you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you can't do anything anymore.
Can't do the
can
Dam
you?
Busters song.
Why not?
Can't do the put your arms out and do the Dam Busters march. Can't do that. It's racist.
It's not racist.
It apparently is. They won't let you in the ground if you do that. Or they'll kick you
It's
out.
only racist if you make it racist. Do you know what I
It's a
mean?
bit of light-hearted fun, innit?
It's not the I bet it's not the Germans complaining about it. That's our own
Yeah.
board of whatever
The
the
Germans
FA
don't
say.
care about us at all.
No, they probably
No,
do.
they don't.
Their main rivals are the Dutch. They don't give a shit about
Exactly, isn't that like the biggest slap in the face? They don't even
Yeah.
care.
us. They don't even.
We'd rather give the Dutch a good thrashing than you.
Yeah.
It's like if your worst enemy turns. It's like in the Lego Batman movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, no.
Well, the Joker's like, oh, you need me. You hate me just as much as I hate you. Batman's like, I don't hate you. I don't care about you. And this crushes the Joker. He just can't. He's like, what? He's like, I'm not fussed about you, Joker. There's you, the Riddler. There's loads of you guys. I don't feel anything for you. And it kills the. That's the same thing, man. That Germany turns around to us doing our Dam Busters aeroplane. We just don't care.
Yeah.
Sing your songs.
And they've beaten us a lot more than we've beaten them in football, so
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they care
Yeah,
too
but I
much.
suppose you could argue world wars are a little bit more.
They're probably worth a few more points on the board, aren't they?
Yeah. And we didn't spend an entire decade later than we should have done with mullets.
We also don't come from a country where we think leather trousers are acceptable form
Yeah.
of dress.
We shaved up. All our mullets were shaved off in 1989. And the Germans tried to carry that shit on until at least 1997.
I blame David Hasselhoff for that.
Yeah, and the Scorpions.
Yeah,
But they do have a whole month of a beer festival.
there is that. They've got that down.
Look, I've been gently, comedically racist. I'm sure Germany's amazing. I'm sure I'd have a great time there. Food, beer,
Sausages.
women. No, not women. I'm married now.
Shows the
Yeah.
movies.
I was thinking more like a few nice museums or something like. I'm like,
I'm going straight for the show.
Straight to their porno house.
there's the red light district. Oh man.
Why would I want to? Why would I sound like a camp German?
Because you're trying to make yourself. That's what you do when you're a Brit abroad. You put on the slight accent, and then
do
all
that,
of a
don't we?
sudden they understand. It's magical.
Right. Okay.
Or you speak in your own accent, just louder.
That's
Isn't it?
true. You just sort of shout at them until they understand what you want. 2. I
Yeah.
said 2.
Yeah,
Beer. Beero. El Beeros.
yeah.
And eventually they get the message.
Definitely. That's the way. That's how I shop in Italy. When I'm there, I just point. Si, grazie. Uno, si, grazie. What shop can't you use that in?
That's true, yeah. True. I'll move us forward a little bit because basically a lot of what they saw in World War One was these scare ships. They didn't know what the fuck they were.
I like the name. Scare
Yeah, it's
ships.
cool, isn't it? So big famous one, the Battle of LA.
Heard that one?
Oh yeah, man! It set off the fucking. Yeah, tell me the story, man. 'Cause I know a bit of it. But...
So the early hours of February 25th, 1942, Los Angeles. At least one very large UFO appeared over LA. It was literally bathed in the searchlights, and at least half of the city's 2 million residents saw it. So all the anti-aircraft batteries in Los Angeles, because it's on the west coast, yes,
Yeah.
west coast. They're thinking, well, Pearl Harbor got took out a few months ago.
Yeah.
What about what if they attack us? So they're on high alert. So the anti-aircraft batteries blaze up in the sky. 1,400 shells fired, no effect at all, apart from falling shrapnel and debris, killing 6 people and causing millions of dollars in property damage.
Fucking hell. So it's like the equivalent, like when you see people firing bullets up in the air.
Yeah, it's got to
Those
come back
bullets will
down.
come down somewhere and sometimes kill people.
And
So, you fire heavy artillery, it's going to come down.
And if it's like they either have a height fuse, so it goes off when it reaches a certain altitude, or a proximity fuse, so it'll go up and then explode anyway.
Right.
But if it is that they are exploding, but nothing's happening, there's just
So
nothing.
what set them? They were physically. Are they automatic?
No, there's people firing these things.
Right. But they could sight. So
They're
it must have
sighting
been
it.
visually spotted.
Yeah.
And, fucking hell. That could have been a Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Not really firing that many shells into the air.
Maybe it was too high. I don't know.
Well, they've got it in the searchlights. There's a famous photo of the searchlights on this object. There could be really anything from the photo. You've no idea. I mean, it's something.
What do you think it was?
Well, I think it was a fucking UFO. It's an alien craft, of course, Gaz. It was a flying saucer.
Occam's razor. Come on, it was possibly a transformer from another dimension.
Oh, of course.
That's fucking weird, though.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I guess their rebuttal is it's probably a cloud formation or something.
A
Well,
weather phenomenon.
Weather phenomenon. That's it.
They're just shooting it.
Swamp gas.
Swamp gas refracting off Venus,
That's it. That's the usual.
off the light of Venus, yeah. Some witnesses claim to have seen aircraft fighting amongst the shellbirds and searchlights, but this is unlikely. You wouldn't send aircraft up into somewhere where
you're firing.
Where you're firing. 'Cause that's
Even
not
I know that, and I'm
yeah.
not a military historian.
A physicist called Bruce Maccabee examined the photographs, the famous searchlight photograph in particular, and he reckoned that the UFO was probably up to 300 feet across.
Or the cloud.
Well, the cloud.
300 feet.
Yeah,
That's
apparently
quite
so.
big.
That's
Isn't
pretty
it?
big.
I think in basketball, this is how I measure things, because I used to play basketball. The hoop is 10 feet. So, 300. No, how's my maths? 30. No, somebody do the maths for me.
It's about 3 football pitches.
Yeah. Wow. It's huge. But
Soccer pitches.
they didn't, so those shells didn't have to hit anything to go off. So it could have been a gas cloud or...
Yeah, but I mean, it's the photo. I mean, you'll have a look at it.
Google the photo while you talk, because I haven't seen it.
I mean, it looks pretty solid, doesn't it? I mean, you've seen it, Mike. What do you think?
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm gonna refresh your memory.
And I quite enjoyed the Battle of Los Angeles film they did with that. It was quite good where Earth gets invaded. I quite enjoyed that. Really cheesy at times. Very cheesy.
It was okay. It was worth a watch, but I wouldn't go back to watch it. I'm not that. I think it was that good.
Okay, I'm looking at the picture now. I have to admit, it's hard to tell what the fuck they're all pointing at.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Pretty big. They're on something.
But they fired a fuckload ton of...
Well, you can see the shells exploding around it in the photo.
Yeah, for the listener, it's a photograph, and the searchlights all directed at one sort of object in the sky.
Yep. One disc-shaped object.
What type of object could survive shells being fired at it?
Alien craft.
Apart from alien craft, what type of man-made object?
Explosive shells are designed to bring down aircraft.
Yeah. And what year
Not a
was
lot.
Bought 1942.
this? 942.
There's nothing flying that can take a direct hit from one of them guns
It's
now.
a very large Chinese lantern.
I never thought of that.
It's a very large Chinese lantern, and not one of the shells actually made contact. They all missed.
Was it like meant to be like a present from the Japanese? Like, we sent you over this lantern.
It was
We're at war now.
A weather balloon, Ben.
Yeah. That's why they bombed Pearl Harbor, because the Japanese had sent that nice
Did
Chinese
you know the
lantern for
Japanese
her
did actually try
balloon bombing,
land bombs with balloons?
Yeah.
I know that story. So
I think
that's
we came across that in the Roswell episode.
I'm thinking. Yes, it's
a
Japanese
big- it's a fucking
spy
big-
balloon.
It's a big balloon
Yeah.
that can take anti-aircraft shells.
No, it didn't take any shells. I know it's mathematically hard, but how many shells did they fire? Did it say?
1,400.
Not one single one hit.
Right.
Not one single one. That is possible.
It is. It's very unlikely.
Statistically unlikely.
You're literally pumping the air full of shrapnel.
Not one hit it.
You're
Because
thinking the object is 300 feet.
the hot air...
It's massive.
Hear me out, science officer Mike.
Okay.
The hot air from the explosions
Right.
would only push the Chinese lantern higher. And so in a way it would sort of have a built-in matrix style
it's being buffeted.
movement effect. As one goes off, it's like whoosh, pushing it. Look, I'm doing the hard science here, guys, and you're not helping me. It's a Chinese lantern that evaded explosions.
It could have been like a magnetic storm in the cloud.
Okay, yeah, it could have been
Perhaps.
that as well. Yeah, it could have been. Weather phenomenon. Aren't weather phenomenons responsible for a lot of UFO?
Mostly it's the moon. Believe it or not.
Well, that ain't the moon in that picture.
No, I know. But most UFO sightings apparently attributed to the moon. This normally happens about 11 o'clock at night. People are walking back from the pub.
I've had a few
Had a
jars.
few jars.
Mike, I have been fucked up in my life. And I mean fucked up. I have never once looked at the moon and thought, it's a fucking Millennium Falcon!
Take me with you.
But the moon, okay.
Yeah, all the planet Venus. Those
Okay.
two are the most common, apparently.
Well,
I know the Chinese lanterns are up there now.
Yeah, they're with I imagine.
this could be Archangel Gabriel, what's his name? is he a famous angel?
Yeah, he's one of them.
Could be one of the angels,
Right, just pop it down to have a look.
beaming light off of
Looking
it.
like a disc.
No, it's a man shape. That's not, to be fair, a very clear picture at all. So it could be a man who's emanating light from every single pore of his body.
Right.
Think Human Torch.
So to sum up, right, in a way you're saying, no, I'd rather believe it was a mythical being that's exuding light from every pore and every orifice than it's an alien spaceship.
Could be aliens. But, it could also be the Human Torch type person. I'm spitballing here.
Have we got anything else on that? Or
All that was is no one really knows what it is, and the US military said it was a false alarm caused by a case of the jitters.
case of the jitters.
Case of the
Think
jitters.
about
Itchy trigger
Yeah,
fingers.
that is very American,
Yeah.
isn't it? Somebody's like, there's something in the skies over Los Angeles, and one guy starts firing, and before you know it, 1,400 shells have been blasted, and absolutely nothing.
And that's what they could be focusing on, is the explosion of the shells in the sky.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're aiming at.
Yeah.
Well, that's where everyone else is shooting, so it's like they're all just shooting at each other in a weird way.
Yeah, but it's the searchlight's job to guide the guns, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's focusing on the explosion of the shells in the air.
Yeah, it's focusing on enough. They're pumping enough shells into one area, maybe, but some
300 feet's quite a bit.
I have solved
Big
it. I have solved it. You see, all you got to do is just think laterally or
Okay.
unilaterally.
One
think,
of them.
think I'm using that word right. A large sheet of aluminium foil is floating in the air
Right.
A 300 feet roll.
It's just escape,
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah.
from some sort of factory.
Right, they've just been
where
careless
they
enough
create that
at a
type-
time when that's one of the most valuable resources for the war effort. They've just managed to let a 300-foot long sheet
Hear
of
me
it float
the
away
fuck
into the wind
out.
I'll tell you
over
what.
a major city.
I don't know about you guys.
Fucking mean to.
Whenever,
Fuck you haven't let me finish, and your explanation is fucking aliens, and I'm trying to talk sense. A large sheet of aluminium foil which would reflect back the fucking searchlights, which why it's all lit up, and they're firing at it, just putting holes in it, but they won't bring it down because it's too fucking big.
Every time I open a sheet of aluminium foil, I'm going, oh, onto the fuck it's floating away. I can't escape out the window, you know what I mean?
It's not, the air isn't as hot here, Mike, as it is in Los Angeles.
Like a hot undercurrent took
Yes!
it up and...
Stranger fucking things have happened. No, it's aliens. It could be fucking, they're firing a massive sheet of bacon foil.
I'm still going with aliens.
Fucking hell, I try and think of something sensible and I get shot down. Okay, I'm with
Unlike
you.
that UFO.
It was fucking Alf, yeah. It was Alf, the alien.
Oh, I wish it was.
Bless him. Anyway.
Aren't they remaking that?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Now, the other big one in World War II is the Foo Fighters. Not the band, they were named after this.
Okay, I knew that.
Dave Grohl is a big UFO nut, apparently. First detailed report of a Foo Fighter encounter came from Flight Lieutenant Roman Sabinski, a member of the Polish division attached to the Royal Air Force. It's either March 25th or March 25th, 1942. No exact report exists, apparently. He was flying a bomber on the way home, and he and his crew were heading west, returning home from a bombing mission over Germany. The rear gunner then called him on the interphone, saying that some kind of flying object was approaching their plane from behind. It was disc-shaped and luminous and appeared to be several miles away. Even at that distance, it looked larger than the full moon. Sabinski assumed the object was some type of enemy aircraft, so he directed the rear gunner to open fire as soon as it came within range. When he got within 200 yards of Sabinski's aircraft, the gunner did that, firing both tracer and standard machine gun rounds. He hit the target, but in shades of the flying object that had appeared over Los Angeles earlier that year, his barrage had no effect. His rounds simply disappeared once they struck the disc. This went on for 2 more minutes. The gunner firing, no results. The object then zoomed ahead, taking up position 200 yards off the left wing. Now both the front and rear machine gunners were firing at it, and the object seemed impervious to bullets. He then began a series of evasive manoeuvres, trying to shake whatever this thing was, but the object kept pacing him, always staying in the same position relative to his aircraft. Finally, he just gave up on the idea of trying to elude it, and his gunner made one last attempt to destroy the pursuer, but this failed. A few moments later, the object moved to a point in front of the Wellington bomber, remained there briefly, then shot straight up at a tremendous speed and disappeared. And that's pretty much your standard Foo Fighter encounter. It was happening to both sides. The Germans were seeing them, we were seeing them.
Makes you think, doesn't it? It really does make you think. I mean, I know they're under a lot of stress and pressure. That, you know, you're in a war, I mean, that you're on edge and you might be taking medication, maybe.
You might have booze.
Speed in your fucking face.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Amphetamines, possibly,
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking about. Maybe hallucinogens.
No, you wouldn't give a pilot hallucinogens, Mike.
I just thought about that as soon as I said it. Well, he might take him in his recreational time and he won't have any flashbacks.
Yeah, but a lot of people saw him.
You wouldn't go.
It wasn't just this one guy.
Don't forget your hallucinogen.
I don't think hallucinating on any aircraft would be fucking fun for anybody.
Especially if you're the one flying it.
Fuck me. He'd just dip it straight down into the ocean. Oh man. It does make you think. I mean, were they the ghosts of other ships that had been killed?
Planes.
Planes?
Airships.
Ghost planes.
Ghost planes.
We've had that before.
You derided the ghost plane the last time it was in the weird news.
Bollocks, but when I try and give you a real world response, like something sensible, science-based, bacon foil, you know, you take the piss, so I'm going, you want it to be fucking aliens, let's fucking talk about the science of fucking aliens. So what are these fucking Foo Fighters then? Ghost planes?
No, they're just aliens.
What the fuck, they're shit aliens, what are they doing?
They're reserving, aren't they?
And soaking up gunfire and not firing back, pussy.
Well, there is the zoo theory.
What's that?
That we are like a zoo to alien beings and they come and visit and...
Hey, look at the monkeys.
Because let's face it, if we found life on another planet, that's what we'd do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, we
would
actually burn it and conquer it and enslave them.
Eventually we would, yeah.
When we decided they were infinitely weaker than ourselves, we were a few hundred years back down the technological ladder, yeah, definitely.
And then somebody, some human, probably who shares a lot of characteristics with me, would try to fuck the aliens, and then a whole new race would begin. Yeah, so honestly, what do you think Foo Fighters are? Aliens? Observing?
It's hard to say, I mean, it is weird, isn't it? It is weird.
It is weird.
You're a reasonably well-trained pilot. you know what's in the sky. You've
You
done
are
this
highly
before.
stressed and tired, though.
You are highly stressed and tired, but the entire crew's seen them as well.
Yeah.
Are you also, is it a group hallucination? Because you're all seeing it. I mean, you've got the gunner, the rear gunner and the front gunner blazing away at it.
Weather phenomenon?
It's a possibility. Weird weather phenomenon, but then you've got the shooting straight up at incredible speed. It's evading you, but then again, if you're throwing it around and you're tired, I don't know, you're throwing the plane around, you're trying to lose it.
But there's a lot of accounts on both sides.
Yeah, and both sides thought there was a top secret weapon the other side had got.
Just think, Gaz, throughout the whole of history, all these reports of UFOs, it only takes one. How many is there? Millions of sightings?
Yeah.
I imagine. It only takes one, and aliens are real. So the odds what I would say is the odds are quite high.
That it's aliens. Aren't the odds higher that it's a bit of foil? No, I'm going to leave the foil thing alone. I do think the Battle of Los Angeles is foil. Maybe these Foo Fighters aren't foil. But maybe it was a nation that wasn't involved directly in the combat who had sort of spy vehicles.
It's the Swiss.
Yeah.
Oh, those crafty Swiss.
They're the observers, not aliens, and they're so fucking rich and so advanced and more fucking, they're just better humans than the rest of us, aren't they? They might have had this kind of technology. That's as likely as aliens, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, could be
I
aliens.
think it's a tourism thing. It's got to be like, come watch the monkeys fight. They got better at it recently. They can kill more of them in the afternoon now.
But that's a shit. I suppose people do like going to dangerous places on holiday sometimes,
Yeah.
don't they? But I wouldn't want it. If I was an alien, they're like, we can go to Earth. I wouldn't want. Oh, don't take me to the war bit. Take me to the pretty bit.
Yeah, but if you're in a ship that you know their weapons can't damage you, then you're fine.
Yeah.
You're in a force field that protects you.
I mean, just look at these unevolved fucking hairless apes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit. It's not obviously a scientific thing, because if they keep getting spotted, that's not really.
No, I mean, look at the Enterprise. They can't be spotted and interfere with developed worlds.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe along Ben's lines, like an intergalactic sort of. You buy a ticket and go and see Earth.
Oh, these pilots have been awake for
Yeah,
a
all that.
fucking long time and are highly stressed.
They've probably been
That's
awake for
Occam's
what?
razor. That's probably the Occam razor.
12, 14 hours they've probably been awake for.
And it might be fairly easy to convince your gunner, or vice versa. Can you see that fucking shape over there? Look at it go. Like, what? Oh yeah, right there. Okay, maybe it's easy.
As
If
a
you're
gunner's-
both in the same.
yeah.
I don't know. I've no way of ever knowing.
No,
do
that's
I?
the thing. We'll never know about this.
Strange that there is so much. And I did hear, I think, was it Mr. Ike who said to believe that there are so many, like you've just touched on, like millions of reports of UFOs. To think that they're all true is fucking preposterous. But to think that they're all bullshit, every last single one, is equally as
It
preposterous.
is, isn't it,
Yeah,
really?
of course
Think
it is.
about it.
Because of how many
Logically.
millions there are, yeah. So, fuck, I don't know. I mean, I suppose I
I mean,
like the
we've
aliens.
had the
If they're being
Pentagon.
friendly and they're not...
Yeah. When did the Pentagon come out?
Well,
Is that
we did an
disinformation and lies? Could be.
Yeah.
We did an emergency episode on the
We did.
Pentagon leak. Go back and check it. It's one of our, if I do say so myself, one of our best episodes and one of my most downloaded. Yes, I mean, I suppose it's still freaky, but if they're observers, I don't like the idea of them looking at us and laughing at us in our most violent state, and we're like, literally blowing each other out of the skies, and they're on the sidelines going,
Look at him.
They literally fire bits of metal, actual matter at each other. They haven't worked out light weapons and sound weapons like what we use. Look at these fucking monkeys.
They haven't even got a force field. Look at that one.
Yeah. Oh shit, did that one see? Fire. Go, it's firing at us, fucking hell. You said this was safe. Sit down, shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Carl.
Will all passengers remain seated? Yeah, and they're all panicking like fuck on board. As
Put your space cigarettes out.
Yeah,
Get your seatbelts on.
We are leaving Earth's atmosphere immediately. Please put up all folding tables. Turn off all mobile devices.
Warping in 3, 2, 1.
And then everyone wants their money back because they got spotted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
But if
there's
they've got a
bound-
force field, then they'll just sit there and just watch it.
So why did they leg it then? 'Cause it
Well,
says they
because-
ascended rapidly.
Well, there's
Maybe,
nothing-
you know, you don't want to be seen.
There's been seen and there's been seen too
Yeah.
much, I suppose. Like, we better get the fuck out of here now. Come on, we've toyed with them enough.
Yeah. There might be like a company sort of procedure. If you're spotted.
Yeah, company procedure. We've been spotted. Check the rule book.
That's the scenario we just described. Everybody get back in your seats. We're fucking off.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can't
yeah.
have
Not the
sinners.
panicky one. If you got a force field, I was saying.
Yeah, you'd still be pretty.
You'd be like, oh,
Your alien card.
Sorry, but ladies and gentlemen, and aliens, or whatever you call them.
Alien, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm afraid that we've been spotted. You know, we're going to cut it short.
This is your captain, Sectani speaking.
I left Carl in charge for a minute, and
Look what fucking happened. You fucking fired, Carl.
needless to say, this will be the Carl's last trip as a co-pilot.
We're going to lose our operating license.
Oh, he went to the space pisser.
Yeah, it could be aliens. Maybe they don't come back anymore because we're better at war now, and because they're pissed off that
Well, that's
Dave
it,
Grohl
for-
stole their name.
For centuries, they ruled the skies, didn't they?
Yeah.
We weren't up there. Only been up there
But remember that
100 years.
since the nuclear age, UFO sightings have gone through the roof. Is that now when, like, so we're pretty harmless up to nuclear weapons, aren't we? As a species, we're pretty harmless at that point. But when we start getting the power to destroy ourselves, maybe that's
And the
when
planet.
and the planet, and maybe anyone else we encounter, they may decide, well, we need to check these people out now. They're at a certain level.
Because one day we're going to be firing nukes through wormholes.
Could be.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
And we won't even care where it comes out on the other end, because it'll just be like, just fire it. Whoever's on the other side, we cannot take the risk.
It's
They
true.
might be Mexicans.
Yes,
Space Mexicans.
this is the equivalent of the wall. It started with the wall. Now we fire nukes through wormholes.
You know what? The way things are going, it wouldn't surprise me. Trump became like dictator for like another 20 years.
Emperor.
Emperor Trump.
Emperor Trump.
You'd love that.
Check out Space Force Intergalactic Fascists Amazon.com. It deals with these subjects.
So during the Cold War, as I touched on a second ago, we developed nuclear weapons, and all of a sudden the aliens are a lot more interested.
Yep, Vrilly boy.
Vrilly Boy wasn't happy with those nuclear weapons, was he?
No, he warned an entire small county in some rural
Kent.
Britain, Kent.
he warned the the
He
people of
broadcast to the people of Kent.
Kent, all couple of million of them. Instead of hijacking a bigger station, he hijacked a small local news company.
Do you think Really Boy went back on his ship feeling smug because he thought he'd broadcast to the
He
entire
thought-
planet?
He got his intel badly wrong because
Yeah.
the Kent Broadcasting Network isn't actually the global powerhouse their marketing pamphlets make it out to be.
No, and the council of, what is it, Ashtar? or
Yeah,
something.
probably cost him $1 billion dollars
Yeah,
or whatever, space
send
dollars to sort of send in there.
And they're all like, they're still blowing each other up, really? What did you do? I spoke to them! All of them, I told them! Oh, fucking hell, really?
So, you know, the Americans had the massive ICBM silos, you like 200 missiles spread over so many acres, all in hardened bunkers.
That sounds wonderful.
They had thousands of them.
Oh, God, the tourists go and look at it.
I think you can now, the decommissioned ones.
I
Yeah.
was joking.
I think you can go and look at some of the decommissioned ones.
Look at all those death machines. There's
the-
fields of them.
The missiles aren't there anymore. They've taken them in. It's
They've fired them.
just the silos.
Oh, okay,
You don't need big silos like that if you've got nuclear armed submarines.
fair enough.
You can take that out, can't you?
Yeah.
So it's
So what did we do with them?
well, they just sat there waiting for the go, basically. But UFOs were spotted over missile sites with increasing regularity. Even started dicking around with all the electronics, such as shutting them off, shutting them on. At one point,
Wow.
powering them up,
Fucking hell.
and then
Is there an official
deactivating them.
story released by the army?
These are people who used to work in the work on these missile
Did
sites.
they ring a late night radio show and tell their story?
Captain
Well,
Robert
we've been here before
Salas.
because I had a news article, didn't we, about people at missile silos taking hallucinogens.
Oh, fuck
taking
yeah.
acid.
Maybe old Captain Robert Salas isn't the paragon of
Yeah.
integrity I made him out to
There
be.
you go.
Maybe he's tripping his balls.
Yeah, that's why the power's going on and off, because he's just sitting staring at the button going, on. off.
Hey, do you think we can put our keys in the thing and turn and anything will happen?
Hey, Carl. Check this out. Wait.
Hey, something outside, guy. Sir, there's a flying disc outside. Yeah, probably is, yeah.
Yeah, and then when the fucking sergeant gets hold of him, I was like, what the fuck was going on? And like, there was a UFO,
Yeah.
and it took control of the power, and just, I don't know, sir. Where were you? I was on the ceiling.
Well, no, yeah, it's true. I mean, there was a lot of that going on, apparently, allegedly.
But people
But you'd think that they aren't stupid people in these positions, wouldn't you? You'd think they're fairly
It's not
educated
just-
people.
Hey, you don't have to be a stupid person to enjoy drugs.
No, I mean, like, if your job is to fire the nuclear missiles one day, maybe.
Well, taking drugs
You wouldn't
could
want
be
you wouldn't
seen as
want
a
fucking
stupid
Billy
choice.
Joe off the farm in that job,
No.
would you?
But imagine your average day on that job is probably boring as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when was the last nuclear war?
Well, there wasn't.
Exactly, do you know what I mean?
Well, it depends. Could have been a few thousand years ago or
His
never.
job, but imagine the one day, he's got away with it for months. So I could get high as fuck at my job. Nobody ever checks on me. The one day that they're like,
Yeah.
it's a go. We've got to fire. Then you just look
In
at
the
all
room,
these
couple of
buttons
acid.
and they're all moving and it doesn't make any sense. Why did I take acid today?
I've forgotten what to do.
Ah!
Carl!
Why have you pressed the
Go on.
button, Carl? Because it keeps moving, sir. It's got legs. It told me I have to really look at myself and make some changes in my life. So I'm talking to it, Carl, and press it. Fuck. Yeah, don't get high if you're in charge of
No.
missiles.
No.
That's my tip of the week.
Yeah, so they were dicking around with that kind of stuff. Oh, everyone was on acid.
If the alien thing is true, that's pretty terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turning up to a missile site and going, hey, humans.
How far do you want to go? You feeling lucky?
Yeah. Should we play missile roulette?
There's another ship over in the Russian silos, and they're like sending each other text messages, winding each other up. Oh, we'll go far first. No, you won't.
It's like an intergalactic, more sinister version of that guy with Babe Station.
Yes, it is.
You control your missiles, now you don't. You control your missiles, now you don't.
Oh, some guy's got a universal remote.
I told them to harden this thing against universal
An
remotes.
intergalactic remote. Do you know what? I bet a lot of modern UFOs are drones, though, aren't they now? I bet in the last 5 years.
You mean sightings wise?
Yeah.
I go with that. And I still maintain that all them sightings around Nevada in the 80s with a stealth fighter and the bomber being tested, I'll go for that entirely.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Because one of the podcasts I listened to, he filmed the UFO, but like everyone who watched the clip basically said, oh, it's a drone, man. Because people, I bet you, because drones are getting better and better, and better and better, and I bet you people try and do silly things like fly over top secret military sites and things all the time. I did see a video of a guy arguing with the police because he was flying a drone over the police station in broad daylight, and 2 officers pulled up and tried to essentially fucking arrest him, like, more or less.
Yeah.
But the captain, weirdly, came to the fence, told the 2 officers to go away and said he wasn't actually breaking any laws.
Yeah,
So he kind of won in the end.
he did.
Yeah, and the other two, like, I don't know where they were because they were the kind of policemen who wear cowboy hats.
Texas Rangers. Was Walker one of them?
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. They're police, but
Yeah,
they've
the
got
Texas Rangers.
They had to sheepishly walk away because they've been told by the captain because he was filming the whole thing, obviously. But yeah, my point is, people do silly things with drones now, and I bet they explain a lot of UFOs. But that doesn't have any relation to the Foo Fighters in the 40s.
No.
Or the
Battle of Los
Alexander-
Angeles.
Well, we've solved that one.
Okay.
Alexander the Great, that one was lightning, just plain old lightning.
Yeah.
Battle of Los Angeles, massive sheet of baker foil.
Float into
They
the
escaped
air.
from the factory somehow, there was a mistake or an accident.
It became alive briefly and just
No,
left
it didn't
into
come
the sky.
alive, it got caught by a thermal. A strong thermal of warm air was lifted. You've seen a plastic bag in the wind?
You took that 300. No, you know what? You can have it. You know
Thank
what?
you.
I'm going to let you have it. 'Cause
Thank
I
you.
can't be asked to argue.
I worked very hard.
It's like
'cause
playing
you can't argue.
It's like playing chess with a pigeon.
Oh, here we go. What happens, Ben? He shits on the board.
Doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
What I do, what I say, you'll shit on the board, knock the pieces over, and stuff it in like you won.
So I'm a pigeon because I think it could be a giant piece of aluminium foil. You're not a pigeon because you think it's fucking alien.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how it works in my head. Mike, what deciding vote? What's more likely?
I
The sheet
think-
of baker foil. Remember, one of the most precious war resources, and you're just
They still had to make it in
we
factories.
didn't secure that 300-foot piece. You made
Yes.
this afternoon. No thermals taking it into the
Yes.
sky, or the possibility it might have actually been an alien ship.
I'm gonna go 50-50.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Ben, you're insane! You're sat there saying it. You said my bit with disgust in your voice, a fucking piece of fucking bacon.
I don't think I swore.
Oh, or aliens, like matter of fact. Oh yeah, because that's the sensible fucking answer, isn't it? Oh, it was eight. Of course
Yes,
it
it
was.
is in this scenario. Yeah.
Fucking indestructible aliens who just disappeared afterwards.
Yeah.
I will say both are as likely as each other. And let's take
All
a
right,
break.
we'll take that compromise.
Fair
I'll
enough.
accept that.
Fair
All right.
Take a break, yeah?
Yeah.
We need one.
I knew it for Alex. And we're back, and we've all reached the compromise that it could have been aliens or a giant sheet of baker foil. So let's move forward to Vietnam, which I like. Vietnam, best soundtrack of any war.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was not the best result though. No score draw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Skinheads both sides, no score draw.
A crew cut on both sides, score draw.
You'd argue actually Vietnam won.
Well, you would argue,
Because they stayed united, didn't they?
Well, they won, didn't they? They conquered the south. So that was their objective, and they did it.
America
So
left
Yeah, so
with their tails
I've
between
got to argue with Arnie there.
all Arnie rims.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Right.
so go on.
He's not known for being right, is he?
No, he's not. We
Good
played
point.
a lot of risk in his time, though.
Yes, we're referencing the great Arnold. Well, he is late, isn't he? Because he's dead.
He's a hologram,
He's a hologram, yeah.
The late great Arnold Judas Rimmer, who is a fictional character from the sitcom Red Dwarf, which is the holy grail for us three.
Certainly
is.
it's
Don't
our
forget
favourite.
Arnold Judas with BSc, SSC.
Yes, bronze swimming certificate.
Swimming
certificate.
Never got the gold, did he? Never got the gold, did
That's why
Arnold?
it's so funny. It's not even a gold swimming certificate. Sorry, back to Vietnam.
Right, Vietnam. So we'll start with HMAS Hobart. If anyone doesn't know, HMAS is Her Majesty's Australian ship.
Okay.
Australian Royal Navy.
Technically Hobart's Tasmania, but
All right.
carry on.
Amid the confusion of... sorry, hang on, we'll start a bit higher up. Edit that part out.
No, we won't.
Probably not. Although the North Vietnamese had helicopters early in the war, they rarely used helicopters by the middle of the war. There's a lot of UFO sightings from the war revolve around bright floating objects because crews knew they couldn't be North Vietnamese helicopters. In the June of 1968, Australian spotters saw 30 floating lights near the DMZ, that's a demilitarised zone. Fearing another Tet offensive style attack, it says they're NATO forces, that's not really, I suppose it would you class it as NATO?
Was the,
Just 'cause
the
the-
UK there then?
No, we weren't there, officially. Because it's Australia's part of CETO, not NATO. Anyway, Allied forces promptly scrambled F-4 fighters and patrol ships to intercept. The lights turned seaward and came under fire from various ships in the area. Unfortunately, a US Navy swift boat got hit by friendly missiles and sank, killing 5 of the crew. Or were they killed by aliens?
Well, so while they're firing at things that weren't really fucking there, they end up blowing at one of their own mates.
You'd assume they've got it on radar if they're launching fighters. I mean, radar's pretty spot on at this point.
Yeah, but they're aliens. They don't show up on the radar.
Amid the confusion, the Australian destroyer HMAS Hobart sat ready to engage the enemy. At 3:30 a.m, the commander called action stations when the radar room detected an airplane coming in fast with no IFF, that is your identification, friend or foe. The plane opened fire on HMS Hobart, damaging the ship and killing crew members. Throughout the confusion, the F-4s tried to make contact with the floating lights, but there was only a few inconclusive engagements, and later that night the pilots returned to their base. Next morning, no wreckage of enemy helicopters was found, even though there was a flurry of anti-aircraft fire trying to intercept the lights. Eventually, the incident was chalked up to atmospheric disturbance or possible helicopter activity.
So, atmospheric disturbance, and they blew up one of their mates from firing at air bubbles. Or ball lightning. You aware of ball lightning?
Yeah.
Freaky as fuck.
Yeah, it is. That's a big UFO explanation, you know.
So I would like the Yanks though to have friendly fire.
No, they never do that.
So it wouldn't turn up on the radar, would it? Because it's lightning.
Yeah, but they said, these things have got a radar contact there, but that could be a plane. In all fairness, you know, they've actually picked something up coming in fast and low. It's open fire. Well, what's it open fire with? They don't say.
Again, it could have been them Swiss having a look, checking out what's going on.
But then again, would they have noticed that one of the Phantoms was missing one of the jets? Sorry, was missing a missile. What'd you do with that missile? Oh, I fired at a ship.
Yeah. Why were you firing missiles? Well,
yeah, what were you
chasing lights in the sky? Okay.
Let's skip down then. So we got that one. We got a guy called Pete Mazzola's his sighting. He was a young soldier. He wasn't interested in UFOs at the time until the time he was shipped off to the front, although he experienced sightings that made him believe in UFOs. Throughout his tour, Mazzola noted he saw many meteors that moved in a way that was unlike a normal shooting star. Later in the war, he even had a direct experience with a UFO. While on patrol, his squad got pinned down by enemy soldiers. They stayed low and hid, hoping to find a way out of the mess. As they were trying to figure a way out home, they saw bright objects rise over the paddy fields and hover in the air. When the objects rose in the air, they took fire from the American warships to the south, but surprisingly, the Viet Cong also started shooting at the floating lights. Neither side could touch the objects. Mazzola recalls seeing the shells explode just short of the lights, even though they were right on target. Whenever the lights, neither the Americans nor the Viet Cong recognised them as friendly.
Do you know what a good description of a floating light is?
A flare.
Or a Chinese lantern.
Yeah.
That's discussed earlier. Or a Vietnamese lantern.
There's a major gun battle going on in the paddy field. Set the Chinese lanterns off.
Yeah.
Then the Viet Cong really didn't like Chinese lanterns by that logic.
Well, it worked because they all wasted a lot of ammunition firing at the Chinese lanterns.
True.
Could have been a tactic to... they could have had bombs attached to them, but they just didn't work very well. I don't know. Could have been fucking aliens. Could have been Dr. fucking Spock, for all I know.
Live long and prosper.
Not in that war. The Coin
No,
UFO
definitely
incident.
not with Agent fucking Orange and
Oh.
fucking... What was the other thing they fired?
White phosphorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had Jesse Ventura. I'm a goddamn sexual tyrannosaur.
Fucking napalm, I mean...
Napalming, yeah.
In the jungle, wouldn't they? Their skin just sort of melted off.
Yeah.
You know, Jesse Ventura said that he's a goddamn sexual tyrannosaur.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a goddamn sexual Labrador. I just want to please.
Okay. Don't know where that came from.
Moving on.
Gaz giving us an interesting view into his psychological makeup there.
That's what I do. To strangers on the internet. It makes me feel better.
Our podcast will be a psychology major one day.
Oh, Jesus Christ, they could do a course on this.
That's true. Very true. Okay, shall we have a look at the Coin UFO incident in Mansfield, Ohio, 1973? That's in there for Vietnam. I hope this is Vietnam related.
I see the words
During the Vietnam era.
Ah, fantastic. The incident is named after Major Larry Coyne, the commander of the helicopter involved. 4-man Army Reserve crew was conducting a routine training flight at 760 metres above Mansfield, Ohio, when they spotted a red light in the distance approaching the helicopter. They braced for impact, but the object stopped right in front of the helicopter. Once the crew recovered from the collision scare, they realised the object was shaped like a cigar. From the undercarriage, a green light illuminated the helicopter cabin. After a few seconds, the strange object flew off.
A moo.
Oh,
a mini version, yeah.
cigar-shaped, yeah. Cigar-shaped UFOs do account for a stupidly high proportion of all UFO sightings.
Didn't what was our mate Gary McKinnon, who hacked into NASA, said that he saw cigar-shaped UFOs parked on the side of football fields, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cigar-shaped. Could have been. I was going to say, until it mentioned the cigar bit, when it just said the red light, I was going to say laser pen.
And the green, another green light which bathed them in its ghostly glow.
Pretty freaky.
I'm imagining, like, you know, Independence Day when that helicopter pilot's there and they're trying to signal it with the big lights, and then it opens up and
The welcome wagon.
the welcome wagon, and then they get bathed in that green light, blue light for a second. I'm imagining that's what's happening here.
I love that bit in the film.
Yeah, welcome wagon is in the air. It's not for long. So as this crew decide, as the welcome wagon crew, I'm going to refer to these boys as the welcome wagon from now on, just to bit of nostalgia. As the welcome wagon decided to return to base, they noticed they'd not climbed a few thousand feet.
No, they had
climbed a few thousand feet during the few seconds of the incident. The climb occurred at a faster speed than they would normally be able to achieve, but the climb was especially strange because the pilot had set the controls for a 20-degree dive. All the crew members confirmed the story, and people on the ground also stated that they had seen something strange near the helicopter. In UFO circles, the Coin incident is considered to be one of the most reliable UFO stories because multiple witnesses shared their stories.
It's one I've never heard before.
Neither have I.
So they're probably the ones you got to focus on, the ones that aren't famous,
Yeah.
that are credible.
Yeah. Though they were Army reservists. I was an Army reservist once. I was drunk a lot.
Yeah, but were you in charge of a helicopter?
No, that is true. I was not.
Yeah, it could have been stone.
Oh dear, the next one, Skylab 3 UFO.
Oh.
Skylab. That's
Was it
fell down.
one of the
isn't it?
space stations, wasn't it? Yeah. Another incident that did not occur in Vietnam but still occurred during the war was the UFO sighting by Skylab in 1973. The Skylab 3 mission was plagued with problems, including a frequent loss of radio contact. Right before the 3 astronauts on Skylab returned to Earth, they were out of radio contact and noticed something strange while gazing out of the wardroom window. Grabbing his camera, astronaut Owen Garriott took a picture of the object, which looked weird and squiggly. Space sperm.
Space
Giant space sperm
Yeah.
travelling through space. So I'm going with for this.
Oof. You don't want them splatting on the window screen.
Nah, they just go around fertilising worlds.
Panspermia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't realise panspermia was literally giant whale-sized sperms flying through space.
It'd be ace if they were though, wouldn't it? They'd be a lot cooler if they were.
I don't know if ace is the word I would use. But, yeah, fair enough.
Be a sight though, wouldn't it?
It would.
After radio contact came back, the astronauts told Capcom that they had seen a
A
red
video
light.
game company. They made Street Fighter.
They did. Different Capcom
Did they
though.
get the Street Fighter technology from the aliens?
Maybe.
They must have sick video games. Awesome. Sorry. Please.
He saw a red light oscillating outside the space station, then it got washed out by the sun and became invisible. It was the closest, brightest object they'd seen during the mission. After returning to Earth, Garriott stuck by his story. In his debriefing, fellow astronaut Jack Loosma mentioned that this was the only satellite of many observed during the mission that looked like something not from Earth. You can scroll through the next one, that's nothing to do with Vietnam.
Shag Harbour.
Yeah.
Do you want more?
No, scroll down a bit more and see if the one I want is here. Oh, I like this one. That's good. We'll have a read of this one.
Okay.
So, B-52 shot down by a UFO. Another interesting UFO story in Vietnam revolves around a crashed B-52 bomber. The paper trail for this story is vague but remains a common tale in UFO circles. The incident is part of Project Grudge, a US Air Force investigation of UFO sightings which supposedly ended in 1951. But UFO researchers believe that it was still operating in Vietnam. In the 70s, Green Beret Captain William English was assigned to Laos to investigate a downed B-52 bomber. The aircraft was lost under mysterious circumstances and the US Air Force was eager to retrieve evidence from it. What kind of evidence? Captain English successfully found the airplane, which seemed in unusually good shape. The only damage on the bomber was normal damage expected from a crash landing. When English opened the hatch, he found all the crew still strapped into their seats, but horribly disfigured and mutilated. There was no other damage in the cockpit. England collected samples and turned the bodies in for autopsy, but after the incident, the Laos government deported him. Whether or not this is a story is true, it's an interesting tale from the end of the Vietnam War.
Shot down with lasers. Sound energy weapons.
Melted faces.
Or it was just shot down by an enemy plane but nobody was around to witness it.
Or they just crashed by human error.
Very
Or the
good.
pilot went insane, disfigured everyone's face, then his own, and then crashed the plane.
Or he was one of these Vietnam soldiers that was high on acid.
Yeah.
He started seeing monsters and just tanked it.
Yep. What's the next one? So you just go down past this, or is it the one? Ah, that's the one I'm looking forward to. So, we'll go for the patrol boat attack, an only known UFO photograph.
Is that the photograph?
I don't. Yeah, apparently so.
That is
That is
fucking
no.
photoshopped to shit, whatever that is.
It says photo credit history via YouTube, so maybe not. That might not be it. We'll have a look as we go down. That does look a bit photoshopped. If it's from the History Channel, then it probably is.
Yeah.
In 1968, 2 patrol boats in the DMZ between North and South Vietnam spotted a couple of UFOs approaching them. The 2 UFOs stopped and hovered over the first patrol boat. Crew members of the second patrol boat watched as a flash of light from the UFOs completely engulfed the first boat and destroyed it in a huge explosion.
What?
In a separate incident, the only known photograph of a UFO from the Vietnam War was taken in 1967. An American serviceman was riding in the back of a truck in Chu Lai when he spotted the odd object. And he basically took a picture of a cylindrical object hovering just above the country road.
Can we click on the link and see if we can see the picture?
Yeah, the patrol boat thing, they were looking at these craft at a little dome, and there was 2 sort of visible pilots.
Right.
And they were firing 50 cal bullets at them, and the bullets are coming back at them. It was doing nothing to the craft.
We can't find this picture, can we?
No, it's taken just from the website.
Oh, that's probably because it's
Openminds.tv.
Woo.
Wow, well, my mind's not very open. The boat, is there any evidence for the boat story?
I suppose it's got to be documented if a boat was destroyed, but then would they, you say, oh, well, it was, oh, what can you do, eh? Sunk?
Maybe they sunk just because they fucked up human error, and to save the memories of their mates on the first boat, they made up a UFO
Do you think they accidentally blew up the boat?
Yeah. Somebody flicked a cigarette somewhere they shouldn't have. Boom. To save your friend's dignity, you made up a story about visible gunmen on the hovering flying saucer.
Maybe. It's an interesting one. I like, and it kind of ties into a book I read called Earth, an Alien Enterprise by a guy called Timothy Good, who sort of claims that the ultimate alien agenda is to have a hybrid race. So they're nearly there as well, apparently.
Apparently, aren't we already there though? The Anunnaki did it millennia ago.
No, but this is the Greys. They're trying to. They're on our shit list, and other alien races are helping us. It's called the Amicitia Project, which is Italian for friendship, and so they're helping us fight the Greys.
Right, but so he's basically saying we're like alien slags, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're like intergalactic. We'll fuck anything, won't we?
Yeah.
Well, I can't deny it. If the cap fits.
I think the aliens are just sort of harvesting sperm and eggs and doing it in vitro, though.
Oh.
Trying to create that. Get so many generations of the hybrid so they can pass for us without sort of the larger head or eyes.
Harvesting spunk doesn't sound quite as sexy fun time
It doesn't.
as banging alien women, does it?
No.
Sexy green women.
No.
Oh well. Should we move on?
Yeah. Should we get the Gulf War?
Why not?
First Gulf War. Because Uncle Saddam had a shitload of stuff.
I prefer the first one. The sequel's a bit of a letdown, isn't it?
It certainly was.
Sorry, that's a rubbish joke.
So, few alien conspiracies about the First Gulf War. Saddam's alien guests.
Okay.
And genetically altered watchdogs.
Ooh.
Okay.
We have written before about the intriguing, if outlandish, claims of the Iraqi Stargate. You ever heard? I think we've touched on that in a bit of weird news back in the day.
Okay. I hear noises.
And the real reasons for the Gulf War, or at least the second version of it, that's apparently why we went in the first and second time round, because they got a Stargate.
Right.
According to some,
They've got fucking nothing. How they got a fucking Stargate?
Because we stole it.
Maybe they found it.
Well, maybe, but
You don't know what Saddam was up to.
He's got alien mates.
yeah,
Will they give him one?
he had all them WMDs, didn't he? So
Oh, they were obviously
Well,
there.
they disappeared through the Stargate.
Yeah, that's why they sent him. Put him through the
Gaz has
Stargate.
figured it out.
Yeah. Oh, it's all coming together.
It wasn't a lie.
No. It wasn't
Poor old
propaganda.
St. Tony's been much maligned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much maligned St.
He's actually trying to be a saviour of the human race.
Imagine being in issues trying to explain to the general public. They sent it through a Stargate and it's in another galaxy now.
There's aliens and everything. The Stargates, there's aliens, there's alien wars. Saddam was hanging around with aliens.
So brave, courageous Tony, he's taking all that flack.
Yes.
Yeah, for the good of the
For the
species.
good of the species. And he knows he's been derided, but he knows deep down that he did it for humanity.
It's like at
That
the
one
end
day-
of, it's like at the end of the Dark Knight, where Batman
Yeah.
says to Two-Face, like, "No, blame me. I'll, you know,
Yeah,
'cause it will crush
that's
the
it.
city to know it was you that did this."
Yeah.
And then off he runs, even though you know he's the good guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He's the hero that Gotham
Oh, St. Tony,
needs.
he's
That's
back!
what Tony did. He's back, baby! Imagine if he stands for re-election.
Oh,
How would you feel?
Well, knowing this, I'd be happy.
If he comes back as the elder statesman, all
on a
grey
white
now,
horse.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a horse of Death Road.
The silver fox with his name that's set upon him. Behold a white horse. Yeah. Oh, St. Tony. So yeah, tell us about the Stargate.
According to some, however, the reason the United States suddenly had an increased interest in going back to Iraq was due to a crashed UFO, which rumours state which was in Saddam's possession right up until the conflict in 2003. Claims differ to exactly when the otherworldly crashed. Otherworldly, I can never get that right, you know, craft and crashed after each other. Craft crashed in the open deserts of Iraq. Some sources state the incident occurred during the First Gulf War, while another persistent claim is the object crashed in December of 1998. Further still, according to some, the object was caught on a CNN broadcast which, incidentally, was covering a raid by US forces. So let's move down a bit. Now, further claims were even made that there were survivors of the crash. These entities would be offered residence at the Khalid-i-Yalundi fortress. That's probably not pronounced right. One person would even go on record making such claims. Mohammed Haji Al-Amda, a guard stationed at the former fortress of the Iraq royal family, would insist that he witnessed the extraterrestrial guests. He also witnessed the results of their advanced technology and intelligence. According to the former guard, the aliens genetically altered scorpions found in the desert to be the size of cows,
Oh, Jesus.
and they were then used to guard the fortress from attack. He would elaborate, quote, "They are wonderful watchdogs, and how they move on their warm-blooded prey for a decisive attack,"
Fuck.
end quote. Furthermore, the prey would have their necks and legs crushed in huge pincers and finally fatally badly beaten by the barbed tail.
That is horrific.
That's amazing.
But how do you control those scorpions?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, you don't want them just getting angry and running loose.
You know,
That's the stuff of
The
nightmares.
size of a cow.
Yeah, why has no one made a movie of this?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't watch it, I'd be terrified.
Huh.
Because I just think it's creepy as fuck in the first Transformers movie, the
Oh, there's
Scorponok, and,
Yeah.
and it digs through the sand and just pops up and starts stabbing people and sucking them back under. Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't
yeah,
it?
except with a cow-sized scorpion,
Yeah. Not
which
a
is
big- not a
going to
metal
crush you
one.
in its pinchers and beat you to death with its barbed tail.
But it smells weird.
Yeah.
But it makes a horrible noise.
Oh,
Oh,
it-
cow-sized one.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go with that.
I don't know, do scorpions make noises?
I bet they fucking
A
screech.
cow-sized one, I bet there's a
Yeah.
screech that comes from it, or a hissing. No. But, from a right distance, with the right weaponry, you could take that down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's
missile,
still meat and...
fucking RPG, they've got them in
Well,
this
actually,
war,
it's got a
haven't they?
hard
Yeah.
exoskeleton, hasn't it? Sure.
I bet you
Yeah, but a
your assault
fucking-
rifle rounds would do it.
An
Enough
anti-aircraft
rounds.
fucking
Oh, yeah,
missile,
yeah.
fire one of them at the fucker.
Yeah, you can't have that many of them, can you? You want one of them getting out into the general populace.
It would be like Starship Troopers, you like slide underneath it and like
Yeah.
under its under belly while it's distracted, decapitating your mate.
Carl gave his life so I could shoot this giant scorpion.
So I could slide underneath it like an action movie star in slow motion and execute the fucker. Yeah.
Get me another Carl.
Hang on. How many legs does a scorpion have? 6.
Something like that.
Remove all 6 legs and it's just useless. blast off its legs, it's just lying on its belly with it's got these big, don't go near them big pincers, it could probably pull itself along with them, couldn't it?
It could, but a lot slower.
Tail on it.
Yeah, but it might be stuck though then, if you just blast off all 6 legs so it drops to its belly. You might be able to get
Isn't it just easier aim for the head though?
Yeah, I don't know how armoured it is.
What
I'm
you
just
need is
thinking
one
of
of
good-
those...
I suppose these aliens are genetically engineering it. They could put armour plating everywhere, couldn't they?
What you need is in Avatar at the end when he's in one of them suits with a sword,
That'd be pretty sweet.
taking on fucking giant scorpions and...
That'd be pretty sweet.
Just stab
That's a
down
film,
through its
isn't it?
fucking head. Yeah, definitely.
It'd be like Pacific Rim, but with giant scorpions.
Yeah.
Just call in the Autobots. Optimus just stand on it,
Oh yeah, he's huge, isn't he?
ride it into a wall. He'll turn it into a kamikaze scorpion. He'll smash his hand down into its brain
Yeah.
and fire an electrical signal so he can control it and just make it run really fast into a wall. So it's an over elaborate.
Why doesn't he just rip his brain out?
It's not as cinematic.
True.
Well, anyway,
yeah.
sorry. Back to the more sensible.
That's the most sensible article. Alien weapons given to Saddam? Question mark.
Oh.
Another bizarre conspiracy to come out of the war zone that is now Iraq with claims of alien weapons in the hands of Iraqi insurgents. These weapons were used against US forces for several months following the invasion of Iraq in August 2003.
Don't remember seeing that on the news.
No, neither do I.
Really?
What's more, this technology will be captured by US forces and taken back to America to be reverse engineered.
Fuck you know.
That's why they were so desperate to get in.
Yeah.
Captures themselves.
Those were the WMDs.
Yeah.
See, that's the things you see.
Alien
Alien MDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Saddam, right?
It's all piecing together.
Think about it
Fuck
though,
me.
right? So let's say, for example, the Americans get a crash in 47 at Roswell. They get the survivors, lock them in a cell and interrogate them daily. Saddam, he's inviting them round to live in his palace. Go and live with me.
Yeah.
You know, treat him nice. And he seems like a nice guy. Let's give him some technology. Won't hurt, will it?
Well, mate,
He seems like a nice guy.
Well,
Saddam
he's putting it up in luxury.
Nah, it's way more likely, because Saddam's a bumbling tool. It's way more likely that the ship just fucking... He had just the best stroke of luck. The ship just happened to crash land in Iraq, probably in his back garden.
Oh, what's that?
All the crew are dead, but all the weaponry's there and it all works, and they just raid it for all the guns and stuff. We get wind of this,
Yeah.
you know, and the Americans, and that's why all of a sudden Tony's ignoring a 1,000,000-man march. Because he knows it's for our own good. Although we won't understand it, we'll be too angry. He knows it's for our best.
Yeah,
We've got to go and get these fucking weapons.
Because you've got to then reveal the existence of alien life.
Yeah, and he's not going to do that. We're not ready for that at that point.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you still remember, it's a famous clip from our show. What happens if it's just, bacteria? What happens if it's, conscious, intellectual life form? Exactly. It'll freak everyone right the fuck out. Blah, 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 blah,
God
blah,
damn.
blah, blah. It starts communicating. No, we don't want that. We're not ready for that.
Oh, I don't want the Mars attacks, like screeching, yapping
Oh,
thing
God.
going on either. Imagine that.
I don't want ones that create fucking cow-sized scorpions either.
No.
But Tony, Saint Tony, he fucking saved us.
He
was
did.
a martyr. He sacrificed his own reputation and that of the lovely Shuri.
A witch.
When I'm 64. Remember that clip when she started singing that song to some African school children,
Oh, dear
and
God.
Tony's forced to sit next to her, and the look on his face, he's just doing his perma smile, but you can see his soul fucking
He's
dying in a hurricane of embarrassment and pain. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me?
No, because he's going to have,
Well,
doctor for
no.
younger model at that
And all
point.
these little African children are sitting there like, what the fuck is this bitch babbling about? What's she singing?
More the point.
We don't know the
no
Beatles.
One, and they don't know 64, anyone who's ever lived to 64. That's like, the oldest man in the tribe was 50. And he was considered ancient.
Why did she sing one of the hits?
He'd seen 2 governments.
She could have sang Toto.
Yes. Everyone loves Africa by Toto.
Oh, bless the rains down in Africa.
It's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me, that song,
I
you
like
know.
that song. Tony would have looked a lot less embarrassed, I think. Saint Tony. Anyway.
Yeah, but my point is...
She's still with Cherie?
I think so.
Darling Cherie. Sweet Cherie.
Couldn't go, I don't care. She was horrible.
She's the wife of the patron saint of this show.
I have to like her.
You have to respect her though, man.
Yeah.
She is your leader.
she sold us the fucking aliens straight away. What is perhaps interesting is the weapon has a similar description to some of those described in the ancient Hindu texts, such as the Mahabharata. Is that right?
Pretty close, the Mahabharata.
That's it.
I think.
That'll probably be. I didn't feature that in this episode because that's an episode all on its own.
Oh yes, I love that stuff.
I'm not even going to do it the injustice of summarising it. According to the story, Zazi aliens, the same ones staying at the Quat El Yolundi fortress in Zaj, would give the technology and the know-how to use it to Ba'athist units following the American-led invasion. This intervention of sorts on their part, but came following the destruction of the base by coalition forces. So they must have killed the aliens too. According to the aforementioned Palace Guard, the weapons given were only of minimal effect, simply because the aliens didn't trust Saddam Hussein with anything stronger. He's like, every day he's like, is that the strongest you got?
Yeah.
Well, they were right,
there is
weren't
stronger,
they?
but...
Because the Americans just marched in and cut his statue down and took his fucking weapons, didn't they? And found him hiding in a hole.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to fire one of the ray guns! Fucking hell!
He did apparently.
Oh.
On the 28th of August 2003, shortly before dawn, a US patrol unit was hit by something. Further inspection would reveal a molten yellow metal had pierced the armour of an M1 Abrams tank. Furthermore, the damage caused to essential navigation and battle equipment was complete.
So it really took it out then. And they're not easy things to take out.
Well, and this will lead to the next paragraph, but why aren't we using these weapons?
Well, we didn't have them.
No, why aren't we using them now though?
Oh,
This was
well,
2003.
Maybe we are in covert
It says-
ops.
Space Force are.
Space Force are, definitely.
Space Force. It says, according to some conspiracy theorists, these weapons are tested at the Detroit Arsenal in Michigan and operate using electromagnetic energy. According to those who have witnessed these weapons up close, they are similar to a sawn-off shotgun, but with a muzzle that looks similar to a vacuum cleaner head. An advanced laser system also locks onto the target with absolute accuracy.
Oh, it's like one of them guns from Eraser.
It's a...
One of them fuses like one of them. Not look like that, but does the same thing.
Oh, I love that. That's a very underrated Arnold
It is.
film.
It is a very underrated Arnold film. You're right.
Your luggage.
So yeah, I think we can say there's some examples from the last couple of Gulf Wars.
Yeah.
Giant scorpions.
I like that.
That's my favourite ones that I've heard today. I think
Yeah.
I would make an awesome comic book or movie
Yeah.
if that was the real reason why we had to go. Because a spaceship crash landed in Iraq. Saddam took the guns. Fuck.
Couldn't let him have them.
No. That'd be a great comic book
Yeah.
or movie.
Captain America fighting giant scorpions,
Oh,
cow-sized scorpions. That'd be awesome.
He could beat the fuck out
Oh
of them.
yeah. Just shield him in the
Yeah, he'd
face.
flip round it, breaking each one of its legs and then break its claws open, pincers open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm still going for Marines in exosuits.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's also cool. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Can we just do both?
Yeah.
So yeah, is there any more?
Just the last one from the Daily Star. Our good friend, the Daily Star. Are aliens fighting ISIS?
Wow.
Shock videos of UFOs bombing jihadi camps emerge. I have watched the video. It's not really fit for just to record and watch.
Right.
If you want to watch it, then Mike can edit this bit out, I guess. Or I can pause it.
Well, yeah, people can go and watch it.
It's from the Daily Star. You'll find it somewhere on that website. Right, so we just watched the video, which was on the site. Not really fit for us to record and listen to because it was all just sort of a bit of explosion and some wind. But yeah,
Could be experimental plane. Could be faked footage.
could be
I mean,
fake
could
footage.
be footage of bombs going off that's real, but then someone's thought, oh, I could add a UFO into that. They're both. It could be UFOs.
Yeah, well, let's scroll down a little bit because there's a bit more to the article. Conspiracy theorists uncovered a number of videos which appear to show flying saucers battling the terror death cult across the Middle East. So there's a comic book. UFO hunters suggest aliens may be trying to protect their, in quotes, structures on Earth, notably the pyramids and Sphinx in Egypt.
We're not fighting in Egypt.
They did destroy stuff, didn't they?
Oh, they did. ISIS did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So yeah.
Well,
Any
if
more
they're on
of
our
that?
side, attacking them.
That saves us having to do it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good on them.
Do you think that's really?
Might be.
Could be.
Well, I'd rather them.
You will not destroy the Sphinx.
Yeah.
I like that cat bastard.
Well, I'd rather UFOs fight with us against ISIS than to like join ISIS.
That would be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it?
Imagine if they converted UFOs to Muslim extremism.
Oh man, the aliens rock up bringing science and peace and love, and they
And they get
end up
they
meeting
get
the first
brainwashed.
bloke they meet is an ISIS guy. They brainwashed him to join radical Islam. Before you know
He
it,
gets radicalised.
before you know it, they give him a stick-on beard and a white hat.
And he's flying his spaceship into a fucking shopping centre.
But the thing is, it's so fast. He tries to fly it into a skyscraper, but it's so fast, it just goes punches straight through and just really do a lot of damage.
Oh man.
Because he did that on Sunday when no one was there. No one explained to him the rules. No one explained weekends to him.
Well, I don't know. What do you boys think of that one?
Well, that's fantastic.
Fake.
Yeah.
Daily,
the
Daily,
actual video.
the
Oh,
Daily
yeah.
Star, one of the most reputable papers we've had on this show.
They wouldn't print a video of dodgy origins.
Of course they
It's
wouldn't.
clearly uploaded by somebody called, I don't know, Graphics Kings 313 on Twitter. Practicing his computer graphics for his course. And the Daily Star has printed it as solid
No, like, that could never happen.
solid journalistic evidence.
That could never happen with a responsible journalism displayed by the Daily Star.
The aliens are here and they fucking hate ISIS.
Yay! Oh, is there any more to that? Is there any more to the Bible? Nice picture there of an alien being stood in front of a cloud of smoke.
The ISIS flag.
Oh my God.
Some UFO truthers have leapt at the idea the aliens have joined in the fight against ISIS, but others are doubtful. Only doubtful, not against it. They could be swayed.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Even one YouTuber commented, "Everyone's bombing Syria, even the aliens are bombing Syria." Wow. Robert Escobar, another YouTube commenter, said most people assume they only work side by side with the Americans, but the truth is they have alliances with several other countries, including Iraq.
Double agents.
Yeah. They just want all that sperm and eggs. That's what they want. Make those hybrids take over the planet. Unseat the reptilians. So they're after. So there's some UFOs in wartime. That's pretty much what I got.
Good stuff.
Aliens versus ISIS. I know my money's on.
Yeah, the aliens.
Yeah?
Unless they do radicalise the aliens.
That's a terrifying
It's an issue.
thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never thought that before. Yeah, they could radicalise aliens. I mean, they managed to do it to young men from like Britain.
Yeah.
So why can't they do it to
Someone who's never even heard of it.
What?
Hey, let me tell you about this chap called Mohammed.
Wife Really Boy?
Oh.
Wife Really Boy? Because
No. Because Mohammed's on the Council of Light, isn't he? He's on Village Council.
Is he?
He's there with Jesus, isn't he?
I don't know
I
about
thought we
that.
made that bit up, didn't we, as a laugh?
No, that was real.
No, we made up like the Intergalactic Avengers, didn't we? Like Jesus and really.
No, he's there apparently.
Oh,
This
is
is
he?
from people that have channeled
Really?
Oh.
really afterwards.
Yeah.
And
The Intergalactic Council of Light.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Mohammed's on it.
Ashtar Galactic Command.
That's it, Ashtar and Jesus is there, Commander Jesus.
Commander Jesus.
And
I don't remember Mohammed. He might have been.
I thought he would be there, you know. So yeah.
Well,
Well, if Mohammed himself rocks up and says, "Look, I never said nothing about this." Why hasn't he done that? Why isn't any alien who popped down to Earth, formed a religion, then fucked off, come back and said, "Hey, I never said nothing about any of this."
well, maybe we don't know how. Like, it probably takes thousands of years to get here, doesn't it? Unless they've got wormhole technology.
Well, you'd
so
think
they
they
may not
would
be able
have.
to come that often, do you know what I mean?
You'd think they would have, though, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe they came a long time ago and they haven't been back since the Mahabharata or whatever it was.
When they had a bit of a scrap.
Yeah, and they raised everything to glass, and then they haven't been back since.
Well, they thought, oh, we've been it's okay. It's about having a house party at someone else's house, trashing it,
Well,
feeling really guilty, leaving before you're found out, and then never going back to that house again.
Well, you don't return to the scene of the crime,
No,
do you?
no, you
That's bad criminal behaviour.
It's bad criminaling.
Yeah, that's bad criminaling. Yes,
So what do you think about the whole UFOs in wartime then? I think people are seeing, is it a bit of a tourism thing? You think it's an observing thing? I mean, the nuclear missile, the nuclear age has thrown the UFO sightings to the roof.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I'm a little bit on the... I'm going to have to give a bit of a wishy-washy answer and say it's everything it could be. Examples of secret military planes that we don't know about in our public knowledge. Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them could be weather phenomena. Some of them could be
Baco foil.
Baco foil.
Baco foil.
Some of them could be pilots tripping and seeing things that aren't really there. Some of them could be aliens. Some of them could be foil.
Some of them just seen by very young, very nervous, very tired, very strung out young men.
Yeah, and again, some
It's
could be sightseeing alien perverts who want to watch humans die in the sky.
God, it's like a snuff film for them.
Yeah, fuckers. So yeah, that's my... It could be all of those things. It is all of those things. It's... I don't know, do I? I'm not a sky expert.
No, not a sky expert.
Like Schrodinger's alien.
Yeah.
Where it's alien and Baco foil at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's both. It's all of those things. And none of those things. No, I don't know, all of the above.
I go with that in a way. I want it to be aliens. I think some of it's definitely observers, especially after the nukes start flying, nukes start getting tested. They're like, oh, we need to keep an eye on these monkeys now. That was more probably an observing thing than a tourism thing.
I just think there's that many sightings, just takes the one. That's it.
Yeah.
Just takes the one. The rest of them could be bollocks. Doesn't matter. That one is, well, not proof, but you know.
It is. It's definite proof that one is right.
Well,
It's an alien
there you
ship.
go.
That's it. It's proof aliens. There you go.
No, that's it then, it's aliens. Okay.
Battle of Los
No,
Angeles
I'll go
is a
with
big
you.
one.
I think it's going to be a mixture of everything, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think we might all actually be unanimous
Yeah.
there you go.
for once.
Mm-hmm.
The only time it's ever happened, we've all kind of agreed.
I think so, yeah.
Take a break and do weird news?
Yes, we'll be back for weird news and full Alex spliffing.
Of course.
Awesome. Sing.
Right, so we are back, and we got a bit more weird news, and then some full Alex, or never go full Alex. So, does anyone else want to do this one?
I'll read it out if you would like. LAPD investigating man who trespassed, slapped hippo's butt at an LA zoo. You silly man. Los Angeles police are investigating a bizarre case of trespassing that involves a man slapping a hippo's butt at the LA Zoo. A video surfacing on social media shows a man hopping over a barrier, reaching down and quickly slapping one of two hippos' behinds. He then quickly gets out and appears to give a thumbs up as he flees. It's unclear when the incident happened, but officials said it was a big risk because hippos kill more people than lions in Africa. Which, that's why I thought that is brave.
Yeah.
Two hippos, Mother Rosie and daughter Mara, were the ones in the enclosure. Zoo staff said it was a potentially dangerous incident, not just for the man, but for the mum and daughter hippo.
Yeah, I've seen the video of this. Yeah, he just leaps over, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just does exactly what it says, slaps it, and
So why would you, how much of an idiot are you?
What a very silly man.
fucking big.
And this is why animal attacks are on the rise.
Yeah.
Because of people doing sort of shit like
It's
this.
humans getting stupid at.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with. So that's, yeah. I wouldn't do that.
No.
I wouldn't hop into any enclosure of the zoo.
No.
I don't know.
I wouldn't hop into the enclosure of the most friendly animal in the world at the zoo.
Well, I love animals, but I don't like being close to them. That's the one thing. We went to the safari park a couple of weeks ago, and the owner said at the end, so I've learned a couple of things today, and the main one is that you really don't like being anywhere near animals, do you? And I was like, no, I don't. especially not weird ones that belong in Africa and places like that. It's a little bit unnatural to be driving our car around Dudley and then one sticks its fucking head. Oh, look, it's a zebra. Oh, there's a giraffe with its head through the window. Yeah, like this is a normal experience.
Are you supposed to keep your windows up?
No, you're allowed to feed the giraffes. The little children thought it was fucking wonderful, didn't they? I found it a genuinely terrifying experience.
I loved it.
How can you... I wouldn't let
Feed
my
a
child
giraffe.
feed a giraffe. They've got a massive mouth and massive teeth.
They were actually incredibly gentle. It's because I was scared of them. They're huge, but they reached down. I was amazed that they could see or smell the food in the kid's hand from all the way up there. Head comes down, and they just ever so gently. They were the gentlest animals we fed in terms of mouth on hand.
You tried to feed a lion, did you?
No.
That's why you're missing your hand. I was going to say something. Noticed it yesterday in the pub. I wasn't saying anything.
I've seen giraffes fight, right, on the internet.
Yeah.
And all I kept thinking was if one of them decided to do that headbutt neck swing thing that they do to one of the windows of one of these cars, someone's going to die.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I kept saying this. Maybe I shouldn't have kept saying it in front of the children, but I did. I was trying to teach them that giraffes can be violent psychopaths and don't confuse teddy bears with the real thing. Anyway,
with a grizzly.
Didn't enjoy feeding
With a
them anyway.
350-pound grizzly bear. They're not teddy bear.
And there was a rhino, and I thought, well, what's stopping him running into the car? Nothing. Animals just turn sometimes, don't they? Go a bit nuts.
You might see
When
a car.
animals go bad.
He might see a car he doesn't like.
Exactly. Fucking Hondas. Yeah, no, I didn't enjoy it, and this man is very silly and dangerous for trying to touch the bottom of a hippo.
Yeah. So, all right, should we have the next one? I think we've got all we can out of that.
Yep.
Do you remember a long time ago we touched on an article in Weird News about how if you're in Guernsey, you've got this ancient plea. It's written to the laws. You recite the Lord's Prayer in French and shout out a phrase.
Lord's Prayer in
the Lord's
French.
Prayer in French, and there's something else. We'll get to it in the article. A woman has activated the ancient Norman rite of clamer de hero to protest against the narrowing of a road which she claims would endanger pedestrians and motorists. Rosie Henderson from Guernsey raised the clamour by kneeling and calling for help, reciting the Lord's Prayer in Norman French. Fully enforceable in Guernsey and Jersey law, it means the construction work in St. Peter Port must stop until a court decides the case.
I fucking love this.
Wow.
Right, so you read, what you shout is, Harrow, 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 Alaid, mon prince, on me fair tort, translated as, come to my aid, my prince, or someone does me wrong, and then you say the Lord's Prayer in Norman French, and that is completely fine under the law,
That is
and now a court has to look at it.
Amazing. How fucking awesome would it be for protesters to stop the fracking, for
Yeah.
example? Just kneel down, say that, goes to court.
Fair play.
That's amazing.
Whoever claims the clamour has 24 hours to register in court, but whoever it is called against must stop all work immediately. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is brilliant.
Goes back to the 10th century as a form of self-policing when there was no law enforcement.
Fucking hell. Do you know what? I'd do it. I'd shout it out myself just to get a day off work if I was one of the workers. And it was a really hot day, and I'd just shout it out like, "Oh, we've got to stop now, lads."
Yeah. Yeah, but you won't get paid for it.
Yeah, but we get a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Go and play in the pool.
Well, has your place got a pool?
There's a lot of pools in Guernsey and Guernsey.
No, I suppose there is.
There is, because there's a lot of money.
The trouble is, you might get fired if they find you doing it yourself. You
All
just
the
pay
time.
a kid to do it, don't you? Give him a fiver.
Yeah. Say the Lord's Prayer in Norman French, mate.
Get him to learn it, and then you'll do it for five, won't you?
Probably.
Awesome.
Or Dairy
I
League.
just had to say Dairy League.
Don't do anything for Dairy League, apparently.
Fucking hell. Should we carry on?
Yeah, moving over that. Oh, go on. There's Waldo, a clever robot specifically designed to answer the age-old question of, where's Waldo? This is just a waste of fucking time, I'm sorry.
That takes all the fun out of it, doesn't
It
it?
does. You spent years on that, and you're going to be asked to put a pointing finger on him, you just give him a child's mannequin hand. Basically,
At least it hasn't got a cock.
that's true. It's a scooter.
It is a scooter.
It's
From Red Dwarf.
it looks like
It hasn't got wheels.
it's just an arm, a crane, with a little mannequin child hand stuck on the front of it. and it finds Wally or Waldo in the picture every time because it can scan faces. Someone spent years building this. They could have been working on the cure for cancer. They could have been instigating humankind's flight into the stars. But no.
I'm going to take issue.
This is my, that's my reggae box for this week. This daft bastard here. Someone else read this article. I'm too angry to read.
I'm going to take issue with the first line of this because it says, "There's Waldo is a very clever robot that is able to search through many illustrations." Very clever. I can do Where's Waldo.
Yeah, but he can do it in 4.5 seconds.
Oh. Well,
sometimes yours
race, is it? There's nowhere in the start of the book where it says, "Find Wally
in 4.5 seconds." Yeah,
you know.
And also,
what else can he do? I can walk and talk. I got 2 fucking hands.
It's just sucking the joy out of it, though, isn't it? So I spent years developing a machine that'll suck the joy out of one of your favourite pastimes.
I think you're missing the point though, because it's more about the image processing of faces, isn't it? So imagine what it can do in a book, and imagine what it can do in a crowd.
Well, exactly, it's going to use this to stop you from going into the supermarket because you're going to try and get in, or me, and it's going to register your face and go, "Now you owe this company X amount of money and you haven't paid the bill, so we're not letting you go into Tesco until you pay the bill." Yeah, that's what they'll use it to do. Dark shit like that.
Point at you with that creepy child hand.
Yeah.
Flops it to the side.
On wheels. You. Yes, you.
You could have a better hand on it. Nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. It's a useless. It's not even pointing.
No, it's just a hand.
It's just a non.
Put up 1 digit.
It's
just 1 digit.
Yeah, it does only need 1 to be fair, because his index finger is pointing directly at Waldo.
Wally. We're English, he's called Wally. Sorry for if you're confused by this, he's called Where's Waldo in America, but over here, I don't know why, but he's called Where's Wally. Why the fuck do you think they changed his name in America?
I don't know where he came first.
No, and I don't know where. Maybe we don't use the name Waldo, do we?
Yeah, I've never heard it before. I've never heard the name
Waldo.
I
bet you there's some small town US hick called Waldo.
Anyway. I'm not impressed by this arm.
No.
If it could wank me off, I might be slightly more impressed.
It's got a mannequin hand on it.
Exactly. And we know how I feel about robotic arms and mannequin hands.
Damn, you know what this means, though? He's basically nicked our fucking idea.
Yeah. Can it wank me off in 4.5 seconds, though?
Probably.
If it can. I take back everything I've said. I'm a scientist. 4.5 seconds.
First time ever a weird news article has found its way into my reggae box. Wow.
Reggae box?
I've just reggae boxed it. It's made me that angry. A pointless fucking invention.
Oh, Wally.
Right, shall we go?
Let's play some Full Alex.
Yeah, let me go Full Alex.
You want to explain it?
Basically, Mike plays as a clip of a random weirdo he's found on the net.
2 random weirdos.
2 random weirdos he's found on the net. And then we play a clip of Alex Jones going full Alex, and we decide who has gone more full Alex this week.
Who's talking the most fucking shit, batshit crazy, and we'll defend our opinions and come to a conclusion. Let's do it. Oh, okay. I forgot to say it. Play the theme tune, or insert theme tune here.
Who you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Okay, the first one is Rick Joyner and his tale of teleportation.
Oh, God.
Hello, Rick. You fucking prick.
Pray for me to get Philip's anointing. So I can, when I'm supposed to go somewhere, I just get zapped there, translated there. And by the way, I have done that one time. That has happened to me one time. I don't have time to get into it now, but I'll tell you about it sometime. But I really got physically translated with my car and was zapped right to a place. And there's no way physically, it was physically impossible for that to have happened otherwise. I went somewhere that would have taken 2 hours by travel. I was there instantly. And so anyway, I didn't even tell anybody about that for years because I thought no one would believe me. And I was praying the Lord keep doing it, you know. But he is going to be doing that. And he showed me that in the days to come, we were going to be able to be translated by faith. Now that happened, I wasn't expecting it. It shocked me when it happened. I mean, I was just dumbfounded. I knew it had to be God, and I knew it was what had happened, but it was still shocking. But he showed me that in the days to come, we were going to be translated by faith. We would pray and say, Lord, I need to be there right now, and boom, we would be there. I think some are doing that now.
Can I just say, right? Can I just immediately just cast my coin into the air? I just think he had a mini stroke, kept driving for 2 hours, and then just kind of snapped back and went, I fucked again. That's what I'm going for.
It happens.
Okay.
Well, that was interesting.
Alright, let's have the next random weirdo.
Okay, this is from Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends.
Okay.
It's the one on aliens.
We do love an alien.
Christmas gift, Reverend Short has offered to use his body as a vessel for his alien friend, Corton.
Right.
We were going to have you over here, is that okay?
No, I have to be sitting in the southeast, Lewis, always.
Corton will share with us the benefit of his extraterrestrial wisdom. Focus.
Okay.
This is Central Control. This is Central Control. Stand by.
The portly man has
Central Control, this is Addy. Central Control, this is Addy. On behalf of the Honorable Corton Representative, we are ready to begin with the information which we have for these individuals in this time period. Let us begin with the individual who's to the left forefront of the instrument.
You say your first name.
JJ. And within the next 4 to 6 of your Earth months, there will be a dramatic change in your life activity, so that it would give you a more rounded character to pursue, modeled after another individual, and this one has the initials MJF. Is that known to you?
You think Michael J. Fox? MJF?
Oh yeah, I guess.
You do like Michael J. Fox?
Yeah. It would be safer profession to
go straight,
right.
do legitimate movies.
Very well,
Another question, Mike.
I'll pass.
Something about the Course in Miracles.
It is thus termed miracles because it seemingly applies to each individual differently, but brings very succinct enlightenment, erudition.
Mike, what was that? I didn't even understand that one. Did you?
Yeah, you're saying that the Course brings enlightenment to...
That is correct.
Corton, are you satanic?
We are only committed to that which is Almighty God, Father of lights.
So that's a no?
Yes, Shalom. On behalf of the Honorable Corton Representative, we are ending our transmission.
No. And the portly gentleman has stumped to the side again.
Wow.
You know, if you're going bored, right? Now, at what point, if you lose the front of your hair, would you just,
What do you want about?
would you decide that you keep the clone cut? Because that's not helping, is what I'm
I can't
saying.
believe that's the first thing that you jumped on.
Oh, the rest of it is perfectly plausible, I thought. No, he's mad as a box of frogs.
That's what I thought was just going to be your first reaction. I didn't think you knew about his hair. I mean,
He just kept bugging me all the way through. Why would you keep the clone cut?
That was uncomfortable, man. That was uncomfortable.
It was, and even his wife was checking her watch. It doesn't usually last this long. Why do you keep saying all the time? I thought he was struggling for something to say, and then he started throwing it on the end of words.
He did, didn't he, all the time?
Like he was a dialect in a way. With
It was just a pause, wasn't it? He was trying to think
make
what to say.
Oh.
Right, okay, let's hear the
All right,
final
so we've
one.
got. Let's just recap a second because we will have trouble remembering if we don't.
So we got the guy who teleported because of God.
Yeah.
We've got Coltan.
Who channels the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alien Channeler Coltan and his Galactic Command or whatever the fuck it was. And why did you?
Central control.
Yeah, why did you have to say that? Why couldn't you just gone? All right, mate. Long time no here.
Oh, man.
You haven't communed for a while.
Let's hear Alex.
Yeah, let's hear Alex.
This is Alex describing the aliens communicating with the elites.
Okay.
Here's what I'm
like
getting
the people
at.
who makes iPhones
It doesn't matter. We're having a real discussion about the future of the technological system of humanity.
Right.
They don't want that discussion. So this thing's, whether it's Joe or Alex Jones or Eddie Bravo, we're all having on the Joe Rogan Experience a discussion the elite are having right now in Kauai, right now with Zuckerberg. I know for a fact.
The elites are meeting with Zuckerberg
in Kauai.
Are they pissed off at Facebook too?
He's about Kauai. But the whole point is they're having this meeting
He owns Facebook.
right now, and we
Facebook.
should discuss what's happening.
Is Facebook part of the Illuminati?
Now you know.
Is a bear shitting in the woods part of it?
Come on, aren't you on Facebook?
Now you know. Look at Alex
They're
flexing.
going to delete your profile. You better take that back. They're
Joe,
going to delete your
all I
shit.
know is I
Don't
want
let
to
him delete
empower
your
people.
profile. I know you do.
I
know
want to
you
cut
do.
folks off.
I know you do.
Hey, the big issues of the world is he never asked me about Ronald Reagan.
I want to know
listen.
about aliens.
Can we combine both?
I keep coming back to that
We do it?
because I want to know
You wanna do
what
it?
do they know about aliens?
What do you want me to tell you?
What are they real?
Okay, I'll tell you right now. And what I say is not political, and it's not from my particular perspective.
Okay.
It's from the known knowledge in the universe.
Okay.
We live in a third-dimensional plane. We can see the planets, the galaxies, the suns, hundreds of billions of galaxies photographed, universes. We live in an amazing space-time continuum. The elites believe that it's not in the third dimension that we're mainly receiving transmissions. Ships don't arrive from Alpha Centauris or Giedi Prime or wherever they're coming from, or Betelgeuse. They come here through interdimensional gates that are much closer, through fold space. And so we have to discuss the different influences that are in the universe and the fact that we have free will and we decide what we want. I don't believe in any of this. I'm simply telling you what the elites believe.
So they believe that there's another dimension, and these beings are from another dimension. A bunch of dimensions.
And they need baby blood, right? They need somehow they need baby
Well,
blood,
our
right?
brain is able to tune in. Let me tell you, we're really
This is not-
powerful.
I
Let me
didn't
tell
make
you.
this up.
Okay. We're made in the image of our Creator. Our brain is able to tune into the lowest dimension, the highest dimension. Humans are basically really powerful creatures that can live right close to suns. They're highly radioactive. Nothing else can live as close. We have very short lives because we're like a hive organism that actually lives second to second in the space-time continuum. It's like 100 years. It's a second. And we transmit our data up to be able to live next to like these Stargate jump gates that are suns. So because we live so close to these suns, we only have like milliseconds to be alive. So we're actually a hive organism that keeps transmitting up to the next species in our hierarchical system and then down below us. So we're alive right now in this continuum, and we're trying to progress and make things better. And the elites are trying to make sure that we don't dial into that incredible knowledge we've got as a species and basically die as a species, so that we're not competitors on the next level, as the Bible says, of the interdimensional plane.
But you don't believe that.
good.
But you don't believe that. You're just saying that's what they believe.
Oh yes, exactly. I don't believe in anything.
What do you believe?
No, I mean I believe in research.
Do you think that? Do you think that there is something from other dimensions that can access us?
We are other dimensions. The third
Inside of
dimension
us.
is only one limited plane in a larger spectrum.
So you do believe what
So we're
they
a part of that spectrum.
Well, let's just say we're not in Kansas anymore.
Alex, have you ever done DMT?
No.
Do you want to?
I don't need to. I go every night when I go to sleep.
I believe that. He's on. It's like he's on natural DMT all
You're
day.
definitely on something, man, for sure.
I genuinely I did not have a fucking clue what he was going on about.
Oh, it's difficult to follow, but I don't think he's got it this week.
No?
I think my money... I'll go first, boys. My money's on the second guy who was channeling aliens.
Yeah, that's my...
Really
That's
deeply mentally unwell.
that's my pick as well. Yeah.
Even that was an amazing rant he just did.
It was an awesome rant, yeah, and remember that's from his Joe Rogan appearance where he was quite high and drinking whiskey, so that's what it's like when you get Alex stoned.
Oh,
so I think it's wonderful.
Love it, yeah.
I'd love to hang out with him, honestly, and get high. I wouldn't know what the fuck he was babbling about, but I'd be trying to write it down, so I'm like, this is going to make a great comic book or something.
He's amazing.
Yeah, but I think, guy number one's just full of shit. Guy number two, fucking mentally fucking just off the fucking farm, man.
Why would you even do that for attention? I mean...
It's insane. But
it's real, he's channeling...
Oh, that makes sense.
Even the people sat in front of him were giggling their faces off, right? And they're supposed to be his followers?
No, they're not his followers.
Are they,
no, it's an episode where he gets everyone together for the series.
Oh, because that was the gay guy from the thingy episode, wasn't it? The gay porn episode.
The porn.
I thought I recognised him.
He got them all at the end together to try and see how they get on. And
okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, that guy gets it for me.
Yeah, he gets my vote as well.
He was brilliant, wasn't he? Right, he gets it.
Well, no, he was terrible. Wasn't even a convincing alien.
Just before we wrap up, I'm sorry, gentlemen, it's the last bit of shilling I will do. But once again, the comic book, Space Force Intergalactic Fascists, available on Amazon in paperback or Kindle. I'll read you the blurb, it's very quick. Space, the 1950s, where the men were manly and the women were willing. Did I say that properly? And the women were willing.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because I've had a beer. And the women were willing, mostly. Captain Bert Spanner is the most misogynistic, violent and stupid man alive. That's why he's the perfect candidate to initiate Space Force. These are his continuing adventures through the galaxy as he and his band of misfits try to spread fascism through the cosmos. Here there be violence and sex by the boatload. Oh, and there's also Ginger Trev. Space Force Intergalactic Fascists. Issue 1 has landed. So, have a look for it, please, on Amazon. And if you hate it, don't tell me.
Did you base Captain Spanner on me?
No.
Because he sounds a bit like me.
You wish. He's the most dashing space hero there is.
Yeah,
he's also a complete tool.
Yeah, that's me.
No, he's based on me. No, he's not. Not based on anyone.
No.
Invented him.
No.
Yes. Sorry, I hate to break it to you. Sorry, I didn't base my space hero on you.
I thought it was boosting my ego a bit.
Jesus, your ego knows no bounds.
He's like the cat's ego.
Oh man. Remember, you've got to put Manfred von Richthofen in there.
Oh yes, remind me.
In the next edition.
He will make an appearance. Right then, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, hope you've enjoyed the episode. That's been Alien Sightings in Wartime. I've been Ben, and I'm going to say don't drink the Flavour Aid and don't join a cult.
I've been Gaz. I'll say good night, buy my comic, and free Biff Tannen.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
Still go for that Jedi thing?
Still haven't started it yet. I will. One day.
Good night.